Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Student of the Game. I am Kyle Nash, the Student of the Game. And listen, if you're here, chances are you like talking sports. And, well, let's put it this way. Damn it, if it's not the NFL, that is a you problem. We're not talking U.S. Open on this Humpy Bumpy. I'm sorry. Not my thing. Take that up with Ernest E.J. Christian if you can find him. Anyways, enough. We're taking shots already off the bat with all that in mind. Guys, listen. You may have wondered, but why I use the longer theme tonight is because, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing short of an all-out circus up in here in a good way, and I am your very strange ringmaster. But hey, it's going to be a fun time. That's right. This is the Student of the Game Huddle Up Podcast Simulcast final NFL predictions. Start putting things in stone. No minds can be changed. None of this other stuff. You can cry about injuries if they happen at the end of the year. Lord knows I have at some of my picks. But at the end of the day, this is for all the marbles and what it is. And hey, what better way to celebrate NFL debut eve than partying with us here, Student of the Game and Huddle Up Podcast, working together. And hey, who else do I start with but the CEO of Huddle Up Inc. himself, the man who loves hockey, and yet I can still make jokes about being anti-American or something. It's because he cheers for the Bears. It's a team thing. Anyways, let me bring up everybody's favorite Irish fan, Wolverine fan, Big Jim Neese.
Allegedly. Look, you cheer against a team called the Americans once, and Kyle Nash doesn't let you forget about it. But bottom line is, I am thrilled to be here. I'm still riding the high from the college football weekend, and well, Sunday's here to reground me, I'm sure. So we'll get to it to make me realize how bad my NFL situation is real soon.
I mean, listen, I'll say this: the Cowboys seem to make it on a lot of dockets of having a good regular season record, but I don't think that does a thing for you. However, in a very interesting fact, you're the man we call often on Huddle Up, your evil twin. That's right. Sean comes in. He might be your brother, but he's also an Eagles fan. He is an Irish fan. You have that alliance anyway. Sean, I'm glad you're here with the chalkboard background while I'm in the building this time, and I can thank you in person finally for filling in while I was in Greece, by the way. Good to have you aboard, Sean.
Hey, it's great to be here. Coming in from Tampa Bay, also high from the weekend. Big weekend for the Phils. Pulling a little farther away from the Braves. Obviously, the Irish taking care of their business. So it's been a real good start to the fall here for us, and we're excited to help you out and see if we can't show the world what we don't know about the NFL.
And listen, continuing Irish and Eagles fans, I got to bring in Huddle Up Podcast Zone, the AJ Hawk of the podcast, Matt Muehlheisen. What's going on, my man?
Good to be here. Happy to be here. Like the two before me have said, a solid weekend for us Irish fans. Hopefully a solid weekend ahead for the Eagles. We'll see. But all good vibes right now.
I hope the three of you saw me go precisely ape on last week's Huddle Up, by the way, on how wrong Vegas got it. And I'm glad y'all boys made me as right as I could possibly be, thanks to Coach Freeman. We'll leave that at that. But hey, listen, we talk about odds and bookies and stuff. If the Huddle Up podcast started a sports book, this guy would be running it. No other man who brings the heat like any other. Mikey the Bernier. What's going on, my man?
Merry Christmas, boys.
Hey, it's close enough, right? This is the most wonderful time of the year to listen. I'm not stressed out about shopping for my kids.
Exactly.
That's what I know. Anyways, guys, I mean, listen, I would be inclined to offer courtesies to other humans, but since EJ Christian's late, he can courtesy a satchel of Richards, right? We're on my show, so I can't curse how I'd like to. But with that, let's go ahead and get into it. We don't have official theme music for what it is that we learned this week, so what better place than in my house to use the bell. Gentlemen, let's get right down into the brass tacks, what it was. Jim, thank you. Well, I'm still using the damn bell.
Sorry, bell works. Bell works.
With all that being said, gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the crux of what it was we learned from this college weekend. Let's kick the ball off with you, Jim. You're usually doing it last. I'll let you have the first touch and go on this one. What did you learn from the college football weekend, Jim?
Well, I figure I'll at least get the easy one out of the way, and everybody else can work on the hard stuff. The Florida State Seminoles have at the very least an offense problem. But man, it like just watching them once again get pushed around in the trenches. Yeah, it is not exactly the start that the Tallahassee faithful thought they were going to have this year. And really, I know there's no such thing as a must win in week 1, but the borderline must win in week 2 went, well, I guess 1B went wrong for the Florida State Seminoles as well. And really, they already need help in luckily for them, a terrible conference, but to even still need help as much as they need theirs is a problem.
Well, hey, considering you brought up FSU and he finally drove the security van into the digital green room, we'll play some theme music for our next guest. Who's crying now? None other than Tool Time Zone. No, put those away. This is my show. EJ Christian come in with double middle fingers.
I'm so embarrassed right now by that. Oh my god. Ooh.
No, I just stopped being embarrassed.
Oh god. Anyway.
I mean, as entrances go, EJ, again, the only thing I'm missing is the Tool Time music. Before we go to Sean, let's go to some of the comments. Devin, good to have you aboard.
Hi, Devin.
And of course,
still mad at me?
Sir Tilbert Media Zone, Mickey Delaney in the building. Thank you, Jim, for stepping up with Tool Time.
It's too early for that, Jim. Next week. Next week.
It's never too early. Jason, starting with some Dakota Prescott smack already. We'll be on a New York. I'm not even addressing that. Let's save that for next week on Huddle Up.
More on that later, much later.
More on that later. Yeah, quite literally. And then Devin coming in. What I learned this past weekend is that Pat McAfee is an idiot because he stood next to a cannon.
What?
I mean, I don't watch Pat McAfee in the college game day capacity, but I've been on the field for the cannons going off as a member of a marching band. Yeah, that thing's loud. I'll leave it at that. Sean, what did you learn from this college weekend?
Well, first, let me clear this up for McAfee. There's a very big difference between stupidity and being unaware. As someone who's been both many times, I can assure you that they are two very different things. A lot going on the field. But, yeah, very interesting weekend down here in Florida, here, especially in the west half of the state. Still trying to veto. They're trying to vote to just cancel, pretend the first week/0 week just didn't happen. They're trying to cancel it, start over. Try to get a reset button down here because between the Seminoles and the Gators, I can't find a sports talk radio station here that will talk about college football right now. Short of fielding a caller and hanging up. Just didn't happen. It's not real. But I know, obviously we learned, like you said, Vegas got the Aggies wrong, and I think it was a big statement from our Irish. I won't talk about it too much because obviously there's a lot of that's going to be coming.
Talk about it all you want because I'm getting sick of your brother telling me I'm a damn Irish hater, and the way I beat my chest last week needs some props.
Yeah, well, and they deserve it. They came out, the young offense, and they showed that you can grow in 4 quarters, and A&M put up a fight for a while, but I think. The big thing I learned about Notre Dame is that if they can get ahead early in any of these games, whether a lesser opponent or not, that secondary is not going to bend very easily. They spent that whole game in man coverage, and nobody could get more than the biggest play I saw in the second half was a missed tackle that went for 13 yards. It was a pretty epic showing. But the big thing I learned, and I don't even know if it's learning at this point, it was more like being reminded that big game Brian Kelly still exists with his stupid look on his face. With his stupid look of calm concern. I don't know how to describe it.
Banging the damn table. Damn it.
Just stare into the distance. Here we go.
But they are who we thought they were.
That's the downside of having the bell. I can't slam my table because then,
the bell. Oh man, It was like poetry at the end of the game. A penalty to boot, like not even hold him to 3. Just hand him the 7. Let's just give it to him right now, so that Brian can turn on his fans and on his team and on his players and just panic.
And on his
Family.
I see what you did there. With the way this panel got fooled by it too, like you would think we would learn, but there's that. I don't know. Anyways,
I didn't know a game against a number 23 team was a big game, but here we are.
who knew USC could play freaking defense for 30 seconds too? That's kind
Right?
I mean, it is shocking.
Matt Muehlhausen, what'd you learn from the college weekend?
Yeah, I mean, to reiterate what Sean said, we saw Marcus Freeman learn from past mistakes, kept the foot on the gas against A&M as opposed to easing off like he did against Ohio State. And for big game Brian, the more things change, the more they stay the same. But I think for me, the thing I learned the most was that the loss of Jim Harbaugh up in Ann Arbor is going to be a lot bigger of a deal than I think I certainly thought. I think that the talent they had recruited in there, the coordinators they were able to retain, that we wouldn't see too much of a drop off, but seeing that struggle that they had, eventually pulling away comfortably, but a game that they should have dominated, and with a formidable opponent coming up, could have just been looking beyond your first week opponent, which happens to some teams. Florida State has looked beyond their first 2 weeks opponents and are still having an eye on, I don't know, whatever.
Way out of line.
Very rude of you, Matt, to say that. Very rude.
But
Now they're just looking around.
I mean, Sean, if people in Florida need a team to follow, the U is back.
Oh, really?
What? Come on.
Hey, they have
gutsy take.
They have positive numbers in the left column, not the right column, EJ. That's all I'm saying.
No love for UCF with the 54-point victory on Thursday. What's up with that? I mean, I do hard work on the blackandgoldbanneret.com. Just saying.
I don't even have to find the
I didn't
big
want to steal your thunder there.
Man, that bell's awesome. I'm sorry.
No, hey, Mikey Byrne, what did you learn from the college football weekend?
That if the University of Colorado doesn't find a way to clone Travis Hunter, they are in big trouble.
Well, here's the thing, buddy. You say that, but Travis Hunter don't play in the damn trenches. That ain't looking great either.
No, it didn't look great, but it also, you have a freak athlete who played basically every snap and was a vital part of both the offense and the defense in a game that they really should have lost. They got bailed out, and a lot of college sports media was talking on Friday about how great Shadur looked and how great Hunter was. Okay, fine. But can we talk about the fact that without 2 very questionable penalties late in the fourth quarter, North Dakota State probably wins this game?
Mm-hmm.
The U may be back, but Colorado is still mediocre, even with Coach Proud.
Who is Swack if he ain't Swack? I mean, what? Sorry, that's a couple years too late. But yeah, I can't front on that. The security van, has it brought you any intel there, EJ Christian? What have you learned from college football this week?
So here's what I learned this weekend on Monday night. I learned that God really loves me and really cares about my feelings.
Is that so?
And here's why.
What?
So I couldn't watch the game on Monday, Florida State game Monday. You want to know why? You guys are familiar with that DirecTV dispute with Disney and ESPN?
Oh, here
that was a gift.
Affected. Can't watch the damn game. But apparently, why bother? God said, no, I ain't trying to stress you out, because why would I do that to you, my young son, for that shit? So thank you, Lord, for not putting me through those 3 hours of hell.
God decided to spare you the pain because he already gave you diabetes.
15 minutes in, EJ already cursing on the show.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, is the S word allowed? I don't think the S word's allowed.
Yeah. Damn it. I give myself diabetes. To be honest, I give
with
myself
a rant like that, either God loves you or he hates us.
Can't it be both?
Yes.
By the way, I this is so unfair. We got 2 Irish fans and 2 Eagles fans on the panel. One is both.
You have You have 3 Irish fans.
Yeah.
Who's the
I
third
would
one?
say two or both. Are they not? Right?
Yeah,
The evil twins and Matt.
Yeah,
And-
I have 2 twins. We all look the same.
wait. Are you Irish fan too, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. Go Irish.
So might want to pull that security van over. You'll need
Kyle is
I'm
the,
going
is
all over the
the-
place right now.
Kyle,
My
is
name's Sean
is the
Patrick,
B
by the
word
way.
allowed? I got to make sure I know which sound bites I can play.
B words allowed.
All right, EJ.
You're a little bitch.
Worth it.
Can't handle this.
By the way,
Or the truth.
for when it comes, wait, I got that one. Damn.
handle the truth.
Thank you, Jack.
And we are on it.
You can't handle the truth.
What's up? Any
Stereo.
Kyle, what'd you learn this weekend?
yeah, well, thank you. I was just about to say that anything is possible isn't just a Kevin Garnett speech. The ACC is so big bad that freaking Vanderbilt won a game. What I learned is ACC is comic relief. No, you put your arms down, roof raiser. North Carolina should have lost to Western Carolina.
Give me that Wolfpack, Nike. Give me that Wolfpack. Give me that Wolfpack.
I'm sorry. My pick is still alive. All you that took the criminals, drawing dead, boys.
A pure
Hey, I took the U to win
I'll
the
be-
ACC.
And honestly, aside from the U, I think NC State's the favorite now that
Right.
they're criminal.
Besides the obvious favorite, we're the favorite.
On behalf of my mankind, I apologize.
Yeah, you better
This is how
apologize.
you
So
do it,
bad,
TJ?
dude.
With-
So
with-
bad.
With 3 Count Thursday, you just kind of sit back and let the carnage ensue. Is that it? Because this is kind of easy now that I'm thinking
I'm
about
telling
it.
you, it really is an easy driver's seat sometimes.
By the way, if you could cue up Mr. Lucifer Morningstar Jim.
Uh-oh.
I gotta find it. Wait.
Oh,
It's really been that long since I've tried to tell you.
Well, the boards, I got it. We're good now. Should I hit it?
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't want to play.
Delay.
Doesn't want to play. Let's go. It has been.
Tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen.
Oregon struggling the way they did against a lesser opponent. I tried to tell you boys about the sock hawker, but you all humpy bumpies wouldn't listen. Okay,
You did
that's
say it.
So he's a lame duck, is what you're saying?
Oh, I'm giving you a bell just for the hell of it. That's not even plugging anything.
quack quack.
I messed.
Thank you. Thank you.
No,
Muffle cracker.
listen. I mean, say what you will. People haven't learned on DJ Uyunglele. They haven't learned on Dylan Gabriel. Okay, these people hop around for a reason. And y'all dumb enough to pay them. Say, listen. I know UCF fans have their complaints with KJ Jefferson. I actually had a donor come in complaining, and yeah, I can say bitching on my show, bitching on the Night Shift podcast on Thursday night, Night Shift Live, I should say. And yet, still, we're trying to take Dylan Gabriel seriously. What the heck are we doing? Anyways,
Uh-oh.
Let me get to some of these comments here too. Let's see. Devin mentioned what he had learned with Pat McAfee. Let's go here. Jason coming in with learned LSU had management issues. Actually, in the words of Sean, I think we were reminded of that. Yes.
Anger management, clock management, game management.
Table management.
Soon going to be target assistant management. Is what it's going to be.
By the way, that was funny, Sean. Well done. I
Let me ask a question.
I know. That's why I said it.
I was too
Frank-
busy in logistics to appreciate it properly. I should have laughed harder, and I apologize.
Hey, Kyle. Brian Kelly, hot seat ish.
Hey, listen, save that for the Earnestly Speaking podcast. I'm not ready for hot takes on this show. Anyways, clickbaiting mamma jamma. Anyway,
I roll.
what he says, let's see. Jason says one game, should be more worried about Oregon. Tried to tell you, but you wouldn't listen. Let's see.
Well, no more a couple weeks.
Jordan Harris coming in. FSU developed a culture surrounding disappointment. Their current team doesn't understand. It's led to not having a culture. They either have one or they don't. But I think what the point is, they're still disappointed and running away from last year. I don't know. Or maybe you're playing in the ACC and that's how you were good last year. Anyways, and of course, Mick Delaney coming in, probably trying to check EJ. Do I need to come in there and tell people to stay in your lane? For those who aren't familiar with Mickey Delaney and his work when he comes in the comments on Sartoba Media, he usually is the comment cop. So if y'all say something silly, he's going to ask you to stay in your lane, just so you guys are aware of that. Anyway,
you might as well get the copy paste ready for that with this group.
it will be a noble effort on
Hey,
Mick's
Jim,
part.
he gonna learn today.
Man's about to learn.
There's lanes. What are lanes?
We're scribbling. We're scribbling.
Apparently in Greece, if you ride a motorbike, you aren't in lanes. You ride on the line that separates lanes. It's a whole thing. Oh, I don't even have my Grease hat on. Damn it. Anyways.
I'm trying to keep track of how many times I'm going to be told to stay in my lane. I'm at least 8 already. We've been on for 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Well, Mike,
See,
you're
God bless
okay
you.
because you don't have to keep track of the FU Kyles on this show because that clip
It's
sends me
feed.
so I can play it.
Yeah. So
Okay,
if,
good.
I
Right.
say,
So never mind. We'll get it when
Don't
it's
worry, the spreadsheet's up.
if I say that Notre Dame's win makes it's a matter of time before they join the Big Ten, then Jim can hit it.
ready.
You know.
Then-
See, that's how Jim tells me to stay in my lane, Nick. It's all.
there you go.
it's all-
That's what it is.
So, with all that in mind, Jim, let me hand you the ball to walk us through the degenerate portion of this college segment. We may be all told that we need to learn today, or maybe Mick needs to learn today, but we've all told everybody what we've learned. So, with that, walk us through the picks here, Jim, for college week 2.
Yeah, week 1B gave us quite the slate of good games to work with. Week 2 doesn't quite do the same for us. 2 games with 2 teams in the top 25, and then there's another one that I think is just kind of interesting. So we'll include that one. But we will start Saturday noon Eastern time on Fox. It is number 3 Texas. They are 1-0, a 7.5 point road favorite at number 10 Michigan, who is 1-0. 42.5 is your over under on this one. And Kyle, we'll start with you.
Yeah, this is going to be weird. I like Texas as a touchdown favorite. I also like the under, which doesn't make a butt ton of sense, but that's where I'm at. No disrespect to Jim's Wolverines, but I don't think they found it yet, and they're not going to find it against Texas. I'm not here to saying that they're God's gift, but they're a tough out. And unless things just shore up really quick, I don't see it going any better. So that's where I'm at.
All right, EJ.
Yeah, give me Texas to cover this game, and I'll take a over, actually.
All right. Kyle. Or Mikey P. Sorry.
Hold on. Texas and over. All right. I'm going to take the Longhorns. I think they figured out the offensive side of the football pretty well. Michigan's going to have to go hard on stopping the run. I don't necessarily know that I believe that this Michigan Wolverine will be able to stop this run all the way. Give me Texas and give me a slight over.
All right, Matt.
Yes, I will concur. Texas and the over.
All right. I will be the differing view here. Shocking.
Homer.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of homers on this show.
It is not Homer. It is Marge. But no. Now I'm Michigan has to do 2 things for this to work. They have to let their defense do what their defense is going to do, because that's going to be their strength all year, and they have to control the game by running the ball. Keep Texas off the field, because that's the only way they're going to have a chance. So I'm going to take the under, because if there's going to be any chance of them doing it, that's going to be the play. And I will take Michigan to cover the 7.5, but I think Texas does win the game.
In a hope to save you from yourself, Jim, don't you think Texas is going to stack the box? Because quarterback play, listen, as much as J.J. McCarthy allegedly didn't do too much, air quotes, their quarterback play that they have now hasn't been great. And, of course, the vast sample size of week 1, I get it. But, isn't Texas going to stack the box anyway? Can they overcome that?
They probably will, but, I mean, I would argue that Penn State stacked the box last year. Ohio State stacked the box last year. Michigan, they are good on the offensive and defensive line. So again, it's going to be a challenge, and that's why I think that in the end, I mean, even if it is a touchdown win, Michigan does cover the 7.5.
Sir, you were this close to have the opportunity to deliver a Chester. You could have said, in the end, it doesn't even matter. And you
I could have.
That was
I'm
good,
afraid of
Kyle.
whatever that announcement's going to be tomorrow, and I don't want the rumor started that I'm going to be the new singer. So,
I mean, like, I had to try so hard and get so far to not curse at you because this is my show and not yours. So, anyway.
and yet in the end, it doesn't even matter. All right, we move on.
Various. By the way, Devin has Michigan, and he is taking the over.
Ooh.
All right. All right. Let's then look Saturday at 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. It is number 14 Tennessee. They are 1-0, an 8-point road favorite at number 24 NC State. Mikey B. They are 1-0, and the over under on this game is 61. Matt, we'll start with you.
Sorry, I was looking at something else. What was the game again?
Tennessee 8-point road favorite at NC State with 61 being your over under.
Okay, yeah. Give me Tennessee. I will take the under though on that one.
All right, Mikey B.
Don't turn your back on the Wolfpack, baby. We're staying with it. Grayson McCall experience. Let's do it. Give me the Wolfpack and give me the over.
All right, very good. EJ.
Over.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Mikey. I'm taking NC State. In fact, I'm taking them to win the upset here. NC State wins and also the under.
I took the
All
over,
right.
so.
Sean, I don't know if you heard the
Oh,
whole
I'm sorry,
thing.
you go, okay.
It is Tennessee 8-point road favorite at NC State. 61 is your over under.
Yes, indeed. I'm going to take the over, and I am taking Tennessee. I think Tennessee's going to roll in this. Tennessee to cover.
Ooh.
Tennessee to cover in the over. I like the Vols, and I know I missed that first. We had a bit of a power surge, huge storm earlier. Never lost power. A little bit of a breeze outside. Power flick. Just
That makes sense.
or
you need
God
Florida
still loves EJ. I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
Alleged.
But in that first one, what was the over under on the Texas one?
Allegedly.
I know I missed that.
It was Texas 7.5-point road favorite. 42.5 was the over under.
I'm gonna take the exact same pick. I'm gonna take the road team, Texas, cover, over.
All right. Student of the game, Tennessee at NC State.
These morons suddenly think West Carolina is as good as Tennessee. Really, guys? Get the hell out of here with your ACC bias. It's Tennessee. And by the way, as somebody who's as critical as Josh Heupel as anybody is, I do realize he has typically a potent offense. Granted, Chattanooga isn't all that in a bag of chips, but neither is Western Carolina. Give me Tennessee. Give me the over. Give me high-fiving Sean for how hard we're agreeing with each other on this one here. Devin also has the over, or excuse me, Devin also has Tennessee, but he's taking the under. Wait, did I say the I mean the under too. 61's too high. Sorry.
61,
My bad.
61's a lot of points.
Matt, did you take the over or the under?
Over, I think, right?
I took the under.
What's the under too? Okay.
I will take NC State to cover 8. I also think this one will be close. I'm not buying into a 63-point win over Chattanooga. Great job, by the way. But Tennessee will win the game, but not by 8, not by 9 or more. But I will take the under. That's way too many points.
Tennessee is not 10-point better than anybody else in the top 25 right now.
Except for NC State and anybody else in that bottom 3 in the top 25 who the writers crowbarred in there. But anyways, if you want to hear more about that, look at the Interesting Speaking podcast with Student Game Report. Anyway,
in your wrongness and be wrong.
Which is just a silly exercise because there shouldn't be rankings. It's September. Let's get serious.
Wait, Jim, you love rankings. You love rankings. What are you talking about? Stop it.
cool.
Preseason rankings. Come
You
on. You love that
Get
stuff.
out
Back
of
in the
here.
security van. What are you doing?
Sorry.
All right, and then the last one is the NBC primetime this week. Speaking of primetime, 1-0 Colorado traveling to 1-0 Nebraska, 7-point home favorite for the Cornhuskers. 59 is your over-under, and an old rivalry renewed. Kyle, what do you say?
I know I'm stealing from an old Lewis Black comedy bit, but when I think premier college football rivalries, I think Colorado and Nebraska get the entire hell out of here.
I didn't say it was a premier rivalry for the record.
No, but that's what people want. People
That
want to
was
have.
the word you.
You'll excuse me, sir. I was too busy getting visibly sick at the prospect of this game drawing what it is. Can you please remind me the spread and the over-under?
Nebraska 7-point favorite, 59 is your over-under.
You know, in an odd space, listen, maybe I'm too much of a pro Dion guy, but hey, at the very least, I think he's going to cover, if not win this game. And with the way Colorado can't play defense and yet could somehow score, ironically, also wearing the Saints colors in the way they were back when they won the Super Bowl. Give me the over in this one.
All right, very good, Sean.
I'm with you on the over. I'm going over on all three, but I'm going the other route. Give me the Huskers. I don't trust Colorado. I don't necessarily like Colorado. I like them to score points. Give me one home team out of the three. I'll take the Huskers.
All right, EJ.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over. Definitely is the bet here. I'm going to take Colorado here also on the points. So I'm also a primetime homer, so yeah.
You are. Mikey B.
And you guys thought I was crazy for taking NC State. You guys are taking freaking Colorado
over Nebraska
on the points anyway.
This is the first time I've ever been confident that Mikey would have been with me against anyone.
Give me the Huskers. Give me the Huskers to win by double digits.
Oh my God.
I think Coach Prime walks out of Lincoln, Nebraska going, why? Over.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, I'll take Nebraska for sure here. And definitely take the over. It's tempting to try to say that Colorado won't score in bunches too, because Nebraska's defense did at least limit to one touchdown. They weren't playing the powerhouse that is North Dakota State though. So I will take the over.
Yeah, I think that the over is the smart play. You have Minnie Mahomes on one side and Shadur Sanders on the other, so there's going to be a lot of points to be had. I don't think the officials are going to be quite as easy to bail out Colorado in the end against Nebraska as they were against North Dakota State. So I will take Nebraska to win and cover the 7 points as well. So
Sure. Devin also comes in with Nebraska and the over. Hey, listen, for me, Mikey Byrne, thank you for making it a win-win, because even if I get this one wrong, I would love to see Prime go, why? I
hope that's the post-game interview. I hope that's all it is. It's like a Brian Kelly stare and just, why? Can we get him the clip? Can we tweet him, X him? I don't know. What do you even call it these days? Just send him a message.
It's Twitter. It will always be Twitter unless you're
Sean,
tweet.
I've adjusted, Jim. Well, come on,
Sean. I would say to you what I will say to all family men: say Twitter. You don't need to be telling people in public that you're on X. They'll get the wrong idea. Okay,
you go. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense on why Ernest says it now.
No, he's just on that.
It comes full circle.
With that being said, gentlemen, it's time to jump into the NFL portion of the show. And first of all, let me just say this up front. I don't mean to get sappy with all y'all boys, but in a day where we have 6 panelists, something I've never done before on this show, y'all were very helpful in getting this part of the show underway. But here come our final NFL predictions here. Of course, the brackets are made. The stone tablet's been etched digitally. And from here, we'll jump right to it with Mikey Burns' bracket. A very interesting concept here, too. You'll have to forgive me on this one because I just am blind like that. First of all, get that button ready. There's a lot of that on this panel. And we're going to have that anyway with no matter who EJ picks. That's just kind of what happens with EJ. But yeah, anyways.
Multiple teams. That's why. So it works.
Starting with the NFC side, he has the Niners as the top seed, Lions at 2, Cowboys at 3, which I find fascinating, Falcons at 4, and then at 5 would be the Eagles. I'm sure at least 2 people on this panel are insulted by that. The Packers at 6 and the Rams at 7. On the AFC side, you have the Chiefs followed by the Texans, the Jets, Bengals. The Jets at 3 is interesting. And then the Bengals at 4, which I'm proud, Mikey B, that you had them that low. And then the Bills at 5, of course, with the Ravens at 6, the Dolphins at 7. Of course, the Chiefs then get defeated by the Bengals. Sure. And then, of course, reality sets in as the Jets finally lose to the Texans. The Bengals move past the Texans in the AFC Championship game. The Niners continue to beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. That one seems easy. And then Lions.
You have the Cowboys in there twice, by the way.
Signed off on this bracket. What the hell is going on?
Ooh.
No, I had the Eagles. I had the Eagles as the 5.
You a copy of this and you signed off on it.
But I also told you that it
long
was
and short is it would be Niners over the Packers, which also makes sense too when you really think about it.
no,
And then
no. It's Niners over Eagles, who beat the Falcons in the 4-5 matchup. The 2 seed Lions beat the 3 seed Cowboys, setting up Niners Lions in the NFC title game.
okay, well, in all your inability to properly QA what I sent you, you also pissed off the Eagles panelists. Good job, Burn. So,
You'll get over it.
Am I the only
I'm
one
not-
that sees Bem Gals? Am I the only one that sees? the
I
Bem
no, I
Gals?
saw that. I was waiting for it.
I'm also not here to make friends. I'm here to make predictions.
well,
That's obvious.
anyway. Here it just looks like you're here to show allegiances. So at any rate, the Lions over the Niners, which I'm not necessarily mad at, and of course the Bengals over the Texans. And then Jim, if you would please inform the Simpsons that they're on the set.
Homer.
So yeah, just whole lots of crimes against humanity. Comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, or opinions, panel, before we go to the next one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to see my Cowboys win the NFC East, but I don't see that happening myself. There'd have
It's
to be
a
a
date.
lot of injury issues in Philly and a lot of not of those in Dallas to make that happen. But
I vastly think that a lot of people are not understanding about having Diggs back with Duron Bland in the secondary this year for the Dallas defense. I don't think that's things that people aren't thinking about.
Sure,
Having
but
a-
you still have to score points, buddy.
And that's understandable. I get it, but at the end of the day, are we just saying that the center position, the most important position of the Philadelphia offense, is just going to be just plugged in by some random person that isn't Jason Kelsey? I mean,
Hold on. The random person is the man that he handpicked to be his heir apparent, and he's been
He don't
coaching
care.
him for 2 years.
okay, but guess what?
He's
Whenever
pretty good.
okay, and you
Tell
know
him,
what?
Michael.
We all thought Ryan Leaf was going to be really good too, and how did that
No
turn
one
out?
thought that.
A lot of people did. A lot
We
of
had
people got
2
paid.
seasons to see that he wasn't, where we've seen 2 seasons of Cam Jurgens being very good at the offensive line position.
Listen, Matt.
But the
listen,
center
Matt,
position is a lot different than playing another position on the offensive line.
Matt,
He's
accept-
played center for 4 years in college too, though. It's not like this will be his first time playing. He
Okay,
was-
so the fact
Kelsey's
is that
backup.
all I'm bringing up is the fact that there should be a question there, and it's he played 4 years of this. He's played offensive line. for
Sure,
4
it's
years.
questionable, but you said it's just a random throw-in, like they signed someone off the practice squad. This is someone who's been grooming under Kelsey for 2 seasons.
bottom line, Matt. Season over. Okay.
That's fair. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not that stupid.
I'm just sitting back enjoying all this old lineman talk from you guys by somebody other than me. I'm getting a little frisky up in here.
Oh, that's my
You're
word.
excited. Feel these nipples.
Oh my God, Jim, you're a winner, sir. Tim, Jack on you. Actually, Eddie steps in with a lot to say here. This is very interesting. Too many issues in the Eagles secondary, placing Rodgers, who hasn't played, over, combined with the fact that Nakobe Dean actually beat out Devin White before the injury. I mean, there's a lot going on there. But long of the short, if you're willing to put that much stock in a broken Aaron Charles Rodgers, who didn't do all that the last full season he played, that's an interesting concept. I don't know. But anyway,
I mean, good on Byrne for putting the for having the guts to put the Jets in there. I mean, that's a little high for me. But I mean, I think the bigger standout for the Jets for me was that there's the 3 East teams, like to bring the Jets in and still leave the Bills. I think there's a lot of parity in the AFC for there to be 3 East teams. For me, I couldn't get 3 in on the AFC side, not from the East anyway. So
Yes, 2. Yes, 2.
So that's kinda
2.
surprising.
3, yes.
No, I have 3. I have
because he has the Dolphins creeping in at 7.
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, hide in there.
distracted by watching surveillance of the security van, EJ.
Well,
We get
You're
I mean, I
distracted
look-
by Bem Gals.
Yeah, honestly, I am. Sean, you win.
I mean, honestly, the reason why I went with 3 teams out of the AFC East is I think the AFC North is going to beat the ever-loving tar out of each other.
Correct.
I don't like another team in the AFC West. I get it. Jim Harbaugh's in LA and Gardner Minshew's
I don't either.
throwing to my sacrifice.
But
and,
Herbert's also hurt. We get you, buddy.
yeah. And then, when I look at the South, it's, do I trust Anthony Richardson to stay healthy? Probably not. None of us on this panel trust the mayonnaise messiah. And
That's a fact.
so, I mean, and then you have, Jacksonville has questions. Kyle obviously covers them. He knows.
I attempted to answer them for you on the Student of the Game podcast 2 weeks ago.
So I got to where I got to in that regards because the Dolphins offense is going to be really explosive. I think the Jets are going to be smart with the wear and tear on Aaron Rodgers and use the running game more. So I think that's why I give the Jets the edge there, because I like their rushing game with Breece Hall more than I do Miami's with Mostert and A-Chain. And the fact of the matter is Buffalo has a lot of questions at the wide receiver position. They got a really good tight end, and I just think the rest of the offense is going to be who can Josh Allen throw to and who catches the football. And I think that's why I give the Jets the small edge here to win the division. I think it's just that I trust, the pieces around Aaron Rodgers a little bit more.
Byrne, I apologize. The AFC South is the 1 week you weren't on my show previewing somebody. So of course you didn't.
Yeah.
know.
I know
weird,
why.
right?
There you go.
Anyway,
Weird, right?
let's jump to the next bracket. Of course, the CEO of Huddle Up Inc. himself, Big Jim, in the building for this one. Of course, at the top of it for the NFC, Homer. He has the Lions, Eagles at 2,
Homer.
Niners. Thank you, sir. Niners at 3, Eagles at 4, 5 for the Packers, Cowboys at 6. I'm not going to homer that. I'll let him have it.
The Eagles in there twice.
Can I call timeout?
Oh shoot, yeah, that's my
two-
bad. I
The 2 and the 4?
Where
I
at?
had
So Falcons.
Falcons would be at 4. Falcons
It's
would be at
sort
4.
of Burns, whatever. Birds, whatever. They get eliminated. Who gives a damn?
Exactly.
Falcons.
Speaking of they get eliminated, who gives a damn? The same fate, of course, for the Cowboys, once again at the hands of the Niners.
Byron McCarthy.
And then they'll play the Eagles, Lions, and Packers.
You can't
So,
fire a guy whose contract runs out, EJ.
That's true. That's true.
well
That's true.
stated. Well, Jim's on
Goodbye.
fire there. Okay. Of course, Lions, Eagles in the NFC Championship, and then going
Homer,
over the
Homer.
AFC side, Chiefs, Texans, Bengals, Dolphins, your top 4. Ravens, Bills, Colts. I find that a very interesting 3. I'll just leave that at that. The lack of the Jets makes me believe that. Texans, Bengals, Chiefs, Ravens, pretty much chalk on the rest of those. I don't think anybody takes the Dolphins seriously to move past the first round. Ravens, Bengals in the AFC Championship game where they will fall to Jim's Lions. Cue the homer, sir. In the
Homer.
So, gentlemen, questions.
I thought I was being cute here, but a Texas. Well, spoiler alert: I have a Texas in my number 2 on mine. You'll see it. Apparently, it's a trend here.
Well,
Yeah,
Item number 2.
Thank you for that, EJ.
two
This
is
bracket's almost creepy.
I was being cute. There we go.
Duh.
Not quite hot take. Not quite hot take. Good. I'm
gotta
proud of
put your
myself.
back into it, guys. Come on.
Jim, I do have a question.
Yeah.
What, and sell me on the Indianapolis Colts? I guess that's the one where I'm like, okay.
You should ask Sean that question
So-
last year.
if I may,
Where do you see my bracket?
if I may, Jim, let me step in. You expect us to explain AR to you, but then you wonder why we ask you to explain how Aaron Rodgers is going to stay healthy. It's
No,
the
no,
same.
no. I'm just, is there something that Indianapolis does that puts them over the edge, or was this you looked at 7 teams and you thought, well, this is the roster that looks the most complete? I'm just,
Jim?
Well, I mean, I look at the fact that they were 9-8 a year ago, and we're knocking on the door of the playoffs without a quarterback that has game changer abilities. So when I'm looking at the AFC is going to the window is going to be so tight for every team. So to the same point as you in the North, those teams are going to beat each other up. That like Bengals Ravens getting out of it. Like, those are the only two that survive. And then when I look at the East, like the Jets are going to be competitive until Rodgers explodes. And you have the Dolphins, you have the Bills. Again, the Patriots are going to be laughable. The West, besides the Chiefs, is laughable. And so then I look at the South and I go, Texans are the clear front runner for me. And who's going to end up second? It's not going to be the Titans. And when I look at Jags versus the Colts, I'm like the Colts, you know, when push came to shove last year, to me showed a little bit more heart, and that was without their star quarterback. So I'm kind of banking, and maybe it's also because I drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues. I'm hoping that you know, Richardson stays healthy, and if he does, I think it'll be enough to just to push them over that line and grab that 7 seed.
There it is, right there.
Am I allowed to make student of the game Kyle Nash very angry on his own show?
You probably already have.
When we the first time.
I was going to say we've all done it.
The Chicago Cubs just threw a combined no-hitter.
Oh, dude, why would I get mad at that? Listen, I hate baseball.
It's baseball.
I'm not a heretic. Christ, I know great sports when I see it.
Nice glasses, Kyle.
We made this comment already, Dip Do. God, I want
again. Nice comment.
Dip ass so bad.
So I have the Met game on in the corner, so I'm sorry.
Oh, so you're watching crap instead of participating in my show. Thanks for the respect. Anyways, by the way, your season's over too.
You suck.
Yes.
I'd like to apologize to Crap Everywhere for being compared to what EJ's watching.
Touche. I can't even respond to that.
Nope, because I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll leave that at that. With that, let's go ahead and take it to the next bracket, gentlemen. Anyways, I didn't have.
Keep playing a kazoo. There you go.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, buddy. You are talented.
From the hip, bitch. Anyways, the NFC, the Eagles at the top with the Lions at number 2, Niners at 3, Falcons at 4, 5 is the Packers, 6 is the Cowboys, 7 is the Bears. Now, this is where it's interesting. The Chiefs at the top, the Texans, because I can't.
The Tekkens.
By the way, you signed off on that too. The
Well, EJ can't read.
The Ravens.
Calm down, Jim. Calm down, Jim. Calm down.
You know he can't read.
Jim.
What are you talking about?
That's why his name's
Jim.
just 2 letters.
Jim.
Kamala.
He
Kamala.
He works in a security van. They have software for that. Anyways, Ravens at 4, Bengals at 5, Jets at 6. You people in the damn jet, the goddamn Jets, and the Browns.
The goddamn Jets.
Jim.
The Browns.
Yes, the Browns. You darn right. That's for you, Matt.
Gentlemen, questions.
Lots of questions. Matt, go ahead. You go first. Go, Matt.
The Browns. I guess the Browns is because he couldn't justify putting the Giants on there, so he had to.
Guilty. But that wouldn't stop him. You know.
I'll be honest. I was torn. I almost put the Chargers in there.
Not with Justin Herbert hurt, right?
No.
Yeah.
He's hurt now.
Man.
Yeah, he will be.
It was a prediction.
Then, now, forever.
He's out for a minute, dude. Like,
So Ravens, Bengals, Browns.
So, anyways, nonetheless, Ravens, Chiefs in the conference championship. Eagles, Niners, were the Eagles victorious, but yet they lose the battle of the birds. The Ravens with Lamar Demetrius Jackson finally getting his touchdown. I'm not mad at that part.
God, I hope not.
Homer.
Right.
I'll take any team not in the AFC North winning the Super Bowl.
EJ, I would like to thank you for not picking the Cowboys this year. You know, maybe. No, you know what? I can't even finish that statement. Never mind.
Thanks for not picking the Bengals.
He does.
I almost did. Just to piss you off, and I say,
I was eliminated by the Niners again.
Kyle, I almost sent you a separate bracket to like piss off Mike and put the Bengals as the winner in the Super Bowl. Just give him trigger and then say, okay, put my real one up.
See, but the thing is it wouldn't trigger me because it would be you just having your takes. None of this triggers me, bud. I'm all used to it with you.
Homer.
You do a show once a week with a guy called Zach the Degenerate. I understand that you have things up your sleeves.
Anyways, let's look at the comments real. Yep. Thank you.
Bring him out.
Quick comments here from Eddie Wakely. Miami's going to have to count on production right away. I don't think that's a stretch. From Chop with Chubb's injury history, fair. He's still technically on IR. Jalen Phillips coming off of injury and needing to replace Wilkins on that D-line. Yeah, that's the reason why week one's going to be a shootout between the Jags and Fins, according to the Duval Dive. So, yeah, well stated there too. I'm skipping Devin's baseball comment to have him go to this. Biggest hope for the season is the Dolphins to make it past the first round of the playoffs. Good luck with that.
Again, wait till you see my bracket.
Yeah, and what I've seen so far, that's not what everybody wants. Well, it's not what they want. It's just we don't think it'll happen, Devin. That's the tough part there. But
yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll happen, and for your sake, Devin, I don't want it to either.
Damn.
That's because you're a mean, horrible human being on that. Come on.
Devin knows I love him.
The only way that could have been better is if you lit your cigar as AJ Hawk while you said it.
Right?
Anyways, next bracket. Speaking of AJ Hawk, Matt is in the building with the AFC. The number one. See, it wasn't just me, Matt. The number one in the AFC is the Chiefs, of course, the Bengals, the Texans, the Dolphins, and then, of course, at 5 is the Ravens. 6 is the Jets. You people and the goddamn Jets. And
Goddamn Jets.
Thank you, Jim. And the Steelers at 7. Meanwhile, the NFC, the only person to have the Niners at the number 1 seed, Eagles at 2, Falcons at 3. I'm feeling that because they're in an easy division. Lions at 4, then Cowboys at 5. That's interesting. Packers at 6, Rams at 7. So yeah, with that, let's go ahead and skip over to the conference finals there. Eagles and Lions with the Chiefs and the Bengals. Bengals supplant the Chiefs. Eagles beat the Lions. Jim, cue the homer. The Eagles beat the Bengals.
Homer.
Gentlemen, questions?
Yeah, Matt. Where's the Saints? The 1 seed.
I was really hoping the Saints.
That was a heck of an effort.
That's right.
On EJ, I was really hoping for the Saints at 1.
At least a wild card for EJ. Man.
Right. Something. Give me something.
You could have given yourself something.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'll be honest, Matt. The only question I have is the Rams at 7. Like, you think Matt Stafford could stay healthy enough to deliver that?
I do. He's made it through on a wing and a prayer before. Why not one more time? It's probably his last season.
One last ride.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mikey B.
Which quarterback is going to play more games for your 7-seeded Pittsburgh Steelers?
It doesn't matter. They made it as the 7th seed last year with Kenny Pickett. Either one of them can do better.
Well, they actually made it with Mason Rudolph.
That's a good take there.
You better.
That's even more. That's even more.
I mean, is it because when the ghost of Russell Wilson, we really believe in Justin Fields that much?
More than Mason Rudolph.
More than Mason Rudolph.
Okay, I'm just asking because I don't think that Steelers team is.
I think Fields will be fine.
Listen, in the hands of a different team, Byrne, it's a fantastic question. I'm not taking that from you. But to Sean's point, when I look back and see Mason Rudolph, Matt's on to something. I get it. And also Mike effing Tomlin. I mean, granted, me saying Mike
I can't get started on Mike Tomlin.
What's wrong with Tomlin?
I am on the opposite end of Mike Tomlin.
Hold on, Sean.
Well, yeah, he's black, you're white. We're talking about. Of course.
That's true, yes. Skin color-wise, very opposite.
Oh, you meant something else. I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, hey, see, listen, I said, crap, I forgot his first name now because y'all talk. Shoot. Mike. Yeah, I said Mike effing Norvell, and then the Knowles will be fine. Whoops. Anyway.
That's your fault.
Sure it is there, Tool. With that in mind, this was what I thought was the most.
Well, the only other thing, the Falcons over the Packers in the opening round.
Kirk Coupins
is. Yeah, I was going to say, if that game's a 3:00 game, maybe.
Fellas,
it is in a dome.
By then, it's
going to be a little aggressive.
Y'all forgetting. By then, it's going to be Michael Penix.
Well, I mean, will he be healthy even when we get to that point?
That's my point. I don't think Coupins will be.
I'm saying if they go to Penix, will he be healthy?
Oh, Jim.
I mean,
Michael Penix, Just
There's
Wishcasting
still a
feel-
part of Michael Penix that's
We're
laying
wishcasting
on
here.
the field at Reliance Stadium in Texas.
I'm sorry. How many injuries did he suffer last year? What are we doing here?
Did you see him? He had to be walked off by 7 people after the national title game.
I
my
mean,
guy.
right, but Tua
then
was a corpse on the field and still was able to carry the Dolphins pretty far.
Tua
the
got
next
carried
season.
via spatula off of Paul Brown Stadium.
I mean, I look. I'm not gonna have a problem with the Packers
This is
losing in
derailed.
week 1. I just think it's bold.
We know Homer.
Matt being frisky there. There you go.
And by the way, speaking of homers going to the championship game, let's not leave this part out. Another group here where the Bengals eliminate the Chiefs, but this time the Eagles supplant the Lions. And cue it up again, Jim.
We already did this.
Homer.
No, we're doing it again because
Okay.
you listen. I'll do it.
That's better.
Oh,
Variety.
driving the point home here, Matt.
I'm digging this kazoo thing. It's
That's awesome, isn't it?
It's
The bell,
good.
the kazoo. Yeah.
The
like a
kazoo,
live
the bell.
band in studio here.
All you MFers here are homers except for one guy, but we haven't gotten to him yet. Here's Sean's bracket, which I have to admit, this one was the most fun in my opinion. Number one in the
Thank
NFC,
you.
the Lions. Of course, Sean. Number one is the Lions, the Eagles at 2, the Niners at 3, Bucks at 4. The only person I think that has the Bucks winning the division, but still has the Falcons sneaking
Does
in.
that count as Homer because he lives in St. Pete?
It's debatable.
Yes.
I don't
Oh,
like
yeah,
it.
Homer.
Thank you.
Well, okay, there we
You're
go.
a
We got
mess,
space
Sean.
for-
Especially because we just questioned me. I mean, the Rams at 7.
Yeah, I
Right?
I was getting there, Matt. I don't know about the Rams at 5. That's the biggest question to me. But Falcons at 7 works because the NFC South is that bad. I could see that happening. And if Caleb Williams doesn't work out, fine. And then, of course, Cowboys at 6. I don't think that's an uncommon pick. The only thing that's uncommon is Sean apparently thinks the Cowboys can win a playoff game against the Niners. That's
I mean, I
You have
love
no
it. but
idea how much I debate. I don't like San Francisco.
Listen. I'm not petty like these other guys. Sure, you directly picked them to beat my team. I think you're insane, but it's still a great bracket. The Lions,
goddamn rude.
the Lions over the Cowboys, of course, to face the Eagles. I don't think that's uncommon. And of course, the Eagles supplant the Lions. On the AFC side, the Chiefs at 1, the Dolphins at 2. I appreciate because they have a relatively weak schedule. Ravens at 3, Texans at 4. Acknowledging that the AFC South is tougher than most people think, and CJ Stroud has tape out there. Just saying. 5 is the Bengals, 6 the Colts, which
Again?
and of course the Bills at 7. Questions?
Yes, Sean. Again, Colts.
Well, if I was willing to bet on Anthony Richardson last year,
Yeah.
and then watch the Colts, like it's like Jim said, you watch the team on the back of Gardner Minshew. Let's not forget that Jonathan Taylor didn't play a full season either. I'm not guaranteeing he will this season either, but we watched a backup running back look like a starter and earn some dollars in Cincinnati. I don't know. I feel like that team plays well in the trenches for the AFC South. I think that they have a better defense than it looks on paper. I feel like they just always bring it on the defensive side of the ball, and I just see them. First of all, the AFC South is in my opinion, and it's by a decent margin, the most competitive where I could legitimately see any of the 4, including the Titans. Like I could see scenarios where, like, with the right win somewhere, I just think there's enough pieces that they could at least be competitive. I don't think they're going to be like a distant, could that affect the ability
the person who bought the mayonnaise alone?
But I like, but I like the Texans and the Colts to kind of rise above the other two in that. So that was my take there.
I mean, you have high hopes for both Southern divisions, and I don't know to be.
Yeah, I mean the Buccaneers was simply the Falcon. Everything's
Homer.
new. Everything's new in Atlanta. It's new. It's going to take time to get off the ground. I think that they're going to be cruising maybe by year's end. I don't think they're going to get off the ground fast enough really to. I think the Bucks are just going to slow and steady wins the race kind of thing, and they're going to, they've got good pieces in place. They were there last year. I don't see any reason to just.
I mean,
get on
having
the train.
2 South teams in the NFC over 2 North teams, I think, is probably the boldest of takes.
Well, I am
and
not.
then
nearly
EJ
as high
had the
on Green
Browns
Bay.
in the playoffs, and
Yeah.
this
Well,
I
I'm
think
not high on
You're,
Green Bay.
you're seeing a regression. You're seeing a regression for Jordan Love and the Packers.
Absolutely. I in fact, the reason I have the Lions as the 1 seed is because I feel that they are in that to me was the easiest division for me to pick a winner of all of them. Because I don't think, while Green Bay will probably finish second, I think Minnesota is basically in a full rebuild, especially without JJ playing. I feel like the Bears should improve, but that doesn't say everything. I don't. There's going to be a lot of sputtering there too. There's a lot of new pieces there too, and I just think that the Lions are going to just run away with the NFC North. So I had them winning a ton of games and ending up at the top. But yeah, the Rams were kind of my I felt the NFC was tough. I thought the NFC was to find wild card teams. I thought the NFC was a real challenge. I felt like all the divisions have a clear
Sean,
cream.
the
and
NFC.
I
think you made it hard for yourself.
it just couldn't do it. But my AFC I felt was the most fun.
Let me tell you this, Sean, as somebody who has been credentialed to cover the AFC South, you're going a little too far saying that the Titans can win the division, but I see what you mean by there's a series.
I'm not saying that they. I would say I could see scenarios with an injury in the right place and the right.
If catastrophes happen, exactly.
Yeah.
Well said. But
I think Levis is going to make strides. I think Levis is going to make advances that people aren't going to necessarily expect him to, but they're still going to finish at the bottom of that.
The upgrades made on both sides of the ball can't be ignored. And that's the reason why I had the Titans finishing 8. And I looked like an optimist doing that. But I have 2 teams finishing with 8 wins, mostly on the strength of the fact that I don't think AR will play a full season, right? And then I have 2 other teams competing within 1 game of finishing the AFC South. So it is competitive. And the statement you made about the Colts' interior offensive line, granted, you're a little bit of a homer because it involves Quentin Nelson, former Notre Dame lineman in himself. But
that would be Domer, Kyle. Domer.
Fair enough. Nonetheless, as far as interior offensive lines go, the Colts do have the best one, and that's getting slept on. Go ahead, Bern.
My question resides in Indianapolis. Is there a more polar opposite quarterback room than the Indianapolis Colts? Because if Anthony Richardson goes down, we're going to 47-year-old Joe Flacco.
That's where he is.
But hold on. But we're going from a young mobile quarterback who's going to make plays on his feet to a guy who's basically standing in wet cement.
And Gardner Minshew.
You can hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor from wet cement. I can tell you that.
I'm sorry. You said it, not me, that Jonathan Taylor may not even play a full season. So let's think about that.
It got Cleveland to the playoffs last year.
Hold on, though. To answer Byrne's question more directly, Gardner Minshew is a mobile quarterback? I'm asking.
He's more mobile than 47-year-old Joe Flacco.
That's not the question.
He was able to escape and run for more yards than Joe Flacco. Yes.
Okay.
I believe they are closer than the Joe Flacco, Anthony Richardson fleet of footness.
Fair. Who was the quarterback that last took the Colts to the playoffs? Do you remember? Old Man Rivers, another guy that couldn't move.
Shoot, that's right.
Pip Rivers.
Good old Pip.
And his gaggle of children.
See, Byrne wants to argue with me, but he knows I got him.
No, we're talking apples and bananas because Phillip Rivers being all Phillip Rivers.
They did have better receivers in the day, too. I'll give you that.
I was going to say that wide receiver room feels a little bit better than Michael Pittman Jr. being the number 1 there. And I like Michael Pittman.
I like Adonai Mitchell a lot. I think Adonai Mitchell by season's end is going to be a crucial part of that offense.
Nonetheless, I think whoever lands wherever on the Colts, it's a matter of if you think the over-under on Anthony Richardson starting games is over or under 8.5, right? So we're getting a few more comments in here. Let me get in here real quick. Mick comes in. Where the hell are the Hawks? They're at home because they suck. Next question. Jim, I like your brother more than you now.
It is eerie, though, when you look at the AFC teams I chose. I'm pretty sure they're out of order, but I think Jim's were pretty spot on. I think mine and his were pretty much dead heat in the AFC.
Similar picks. That's true. Have some. At least he has some faith in the Dolphins. It's not faith in the Dolphins.
I don't know who Elise is.
Is that what he wrote?
She can have faith in the Dolphins as well.
Elise, baby.
Elise has faith in them, but I do not.
I'm translating autocorrect, guys. I'm doing. Listen, not all heroes wear capes, okay? But listen, I think it's not the faith in the Dolphins as much as acknowledging their sorry ass schedule. Let's call that what it is too. Jason comes in. Commanders will beat Dallas. Knicks will be your rookie of the year.
Good Lord.
Sure, the Red Tails might beat Dallas in one game, and there you go, Jim.
I am fascinated by Bo Nix and Sean Payton together. I am fascinated by that.
And by the way, hit that button. Jason's on that ish. He's saying luck will come out of it.
Luck runs out.
Apparently, he's running in.
Hey, if you go
tunnel.
If you go back to the Student of the Game NFC's prediction show, I think I even said that if a game or two goes the wrong way for Dallas and the right way for Washington, that Washington could finish second in the NFC East.
They won't be a playoff team, but that could happen. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's certainly. I don't want to say it's not out of the question. It would be an extreme long shot. They would have to get in as the 7. But yeah, them finishing second in the East, depending on look. CD Lamb just started catching balls in practice this week. Like the Cowboys could get off to a bad start and put themselves behind the 8 ball. So yeah, I mean, I know Jason loves to troll me, and I look forward to it every week on the Huddle Up podcast. But thank you. But yeah, I don't think that's actually weak level trolling, because it could actually end up being accurate.
By the way, Jim, you mentioned CeeDee Lamb. Isn't that guy that got paid $100 million?
Well done.
I love pessimist Jim. The Cowboys. I love it. He's back.
Is it pessimist Jim or is it realist Jim at this point?
Here we go.
It's pessimist Jim right now.
Anyways,
week 0.
So anyways, let's go to.
There is no week 0.
The least.
Did you track mine the whole way through? I don't even know what happened in the midst of that whole conversation.
Oh no, we cited you being a homer sometime ago.
Homer.
Good.
Yeah. I appreciate you asking.
You just didn't get multiple ones like I did for some
reason. There we go. We got a homer and a domer.
Give him 5 more so Matt will stop crying.
Homer.
All I ask.
Homer.
There we go.
Okay. Light your cigar, AJ Hawk. You got what
Give
you want.
A couple Marges to yourself too, Jim, for that Michigan nonsense earlier.
Marge.
Yeah, I didn't even get to pitch the setup for the Super Bowl though. Like my storyline. The storyline was the whole point of the championship game.
Like a true wrestling fan.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had a whole elaborate.
Yeah. 2 years later.
I mean, my MVP will come up later, but it's all set up, and the Chiefs have this perfect ride, and they get to the Super Bowl, chance to three-peat. That's the big sell, the first to three-peat, but they don't pay attention to the rematch from 2 years ago. And bang, bang, Bird Gang. Bang, bang, Bird Gang. EJ didn't know it was coming. That's the best part. I leaked it earlier. Bang, bang, Bird Gang. Go Birds.
Wait, does that mean that Carson Wentz has a key moment in the Bengals game to get them to play the Dolphins?
Oh, who cares? What they didn't count on was Jalen Hurts feeling salty from the MVP voting, and Saquon Barkley finally playing in a meaningful game for the first time in his life.
Hey, he was in the playoff 2 years ago.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, beating the Vikings, it shouldn't have been
one that he knew he could. We had to show everyone.
It counts.
Saquon Barkley, Super Bowl MVP.
How about new?
How many Austin Powers references are going to happen while my brackets up?
Okay, fine.
More.
Enough of them.
Jim, give me Don't Do Meth.
Please.
Let me, where is it?
Or the you smoke crack, don't you?
Don't do meth.
There you go.
Don't smoke crack.
Is that better than Austin Powers?
Don't you?
That's better.
And of course, my bracket, which will probably get the most scrutiny just because I'm the host, but that's cool.
Oh
Anyway.
my God, it's awful. No.
Way to go, a-hole!
No, yours can't get the most heat. It's already Ernest's because he's in mid-season form already.
And then
Wait, what are we talking
The
about?
truth.
in the
That's-
NFC, the Lions are the number 1 seed. Niners at 2, Falcons at 3 because their schedule's awful, which victimizes the Eagles, putting them at 4. Then I have the Packers at 5, Cowboys at 6. I tried to crowbar in the Bears. I just couldn't do it. The Bucks at 7, again, on the strength of a garbage schedule. The Niners host the Falcons, take care of business. The Lions remind the Packers that they just ain't ready yet. The Lions win the rematch in the NFC title game rematch there. The Ravens, I'm the only person that didn't pick the Chefs there in the first overall seed. The Chiefs at 2, Dolphins at 3, again on the strength of a weak-ass schedule. The Texans falling back to earth with only 11 wins compared to their 12 and 13 win counterparts are at 4. The Bengals at 5, the Jags at 6, because people just don't seem to think that they'll get 10 wins for some reason. And then Mike Tomlin doing Mike Tomlin things to get his team enough wins for a first round exit one more time. Of course, the Ravens host the Texans. They show CJ Stroud the door. The Chiefs handle the Dolphins one more time to show it's not just about the weather. And of course, the Ravens get their revenge because, well, they actually run the damn football this time in the game. The Ravens finally hand Lamar Demetrius Jackson a Super Bowl, and it's the only bracket in this goddamn panel that isn't a homer. Questions? Well, that got quiet.
Wait, hold on.
What do you see? Like, is there a reason? Did you just like? I want to do the Ravens because I don't want the Chiefs. Like, or do you think the Chiefs are going to lose enough games, or are the Ravens winning enough to like?
I think the Chiefs
I thought the Chiefs don't have any competition in the West. I figured they were
and
just
they don't. Right. They clearly win their division, but the problem is the Chiefs also start slow. Like, for example, Thursday night. By the way, let's keep in mind, gentlemen, we did not put the rankings here and the records here. Sorry, we put the rankings. We didn't put the records here. All of this is within a single game or on tie breaks, right? Like, I believe on the Student of the Game prediction shows. Sorry, let me get a good bell ring there. Thank you. I have big hands. I have fat hands. I'm sorry, Matt. But like, I believe I have, I think I have both the Ravens and Chiefs winning 12, or I have the Ravens winning 13. I don't have my notes handy, but
and theoretically Thursday could be the tiebreaker there.
Correct. Exactly. Right. So that could all change. This could go straight to hell one night from now as we're recording. Facts of the case, right?
Must win.
So
Matt's getting it.
That's good. That's real good. I like that.
Now, Matt, listen, we're brothers and all this. I have never wanted to mute you so hard in my damn life. Anyway,
Tony reality.
And yeah, full Tony reality. Thank you for making me feel that, young EJ Christian. Yes. Apparently Devin's mad at me. I don't know what the hell happened. But
why is he mad? You have the Dolphins going to the second round.
Devin's always mad at someone.
You and Elise believe in the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I have the Dolphins beating the Jags a second time. That's right. I predicted what happened on the Duval dive earlier tonight.
By the way, Kyle, I'm going to go ahead and say you said no homer here. BS. Jags at 6. Homer.
No,
Homer.
not at all.
The Jags should be good.
How do you get Homer out of the Jags? Please explain.
Well, obvious reasons. Come on.
No,
you cover the team. So you cover the team. So
I cover the team. How does that make me a homer? Are you telling me I'm bad at my job, that I can't be objective like you?
Uh-oh.
If I was a homer, the Giants would be in the playoffs. Come on now.
I have a question.
Okay, being a homer is one thing. Being an absolute moron is another. Just dial it back, EJ.
Why?
Burn, go ahead, sir.
As someone who has, I'm not going to say rained on the CJ Stroud parade, what gives them the edge over Cincinnati in the 4-5 matchup?
As far as
offended.
You're assuming
no, I genuinely want him. All I'm asking is what gives Houston the advantage. I'm not upset with it. I don't have an issue with them losing to Houston. I think it could be a great game. I just want to know, from a football perspective, someone who has been critical of the Houston Texans, as Kyle has been at points during the offseason, what gives them the edge to beat Cincinnati?
Sir, I have.
You've kind of been that he's going to come back to earth.
I said coming back to earth doesn't mean he's bad. The only real negative thing I've actually said about the Texans is you can run the football on them, and Joe Mixon isn't in the building anymore. Who's the guy more likely to be fully healthy or more healthy at the start of this football game?
Okay.
Carry on.
I sense a little salt. I sense a little salt there. A little bit.
No, that was a genuine question. If he's going to tell me that it's because he thinks CJ Stroud is going to be healthier than Joe Burrow, it makes perfect sense. I mean, if he's going to tell me that he thinks that Joe Mixon running for Houston is going to be more effective than Zach Moss or, Chase Brown for Cincinnati, then I can have the conversation of, well, he's not running in Cincinnati anymore for a reason.
Correct. Right. And by the way, he'll have far better protection in Houston than he ever had in Cincinnati. Facts of the
Absolutely.
case. You do have the best skill position group in the NFL. How the hell the Bengals kept this group together for one more year still boggles my goddamn mind. No, not the Jets, Jim. Don't hit the button. But with all that being said, this Texans defense has gotten better in ways people aren't accounting for. Their DB core is not bad. And it's not that it won't be close, and it's not that Joey Burrow won't do something impressive. It just won't be quite enough. That's all I'm saying.
That's okay. I'm okay with it. I think Houston's a really good team. I just wanted to know what gave them the edge.
It's a good question.
In that matchup.
I just thought you were owed a good answer.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Anybody else?
I want to go one thing on the NFC side of the bracket. As a guy who has interrupted me when I've called the Falcons not the fraud cons, you have them over Dallas in week 1.
And as Devin said in the comments, I have said they have a weak as schedule, not once but twice. Now, granted, I know he's referring to the Dolphins, but that's the case for the Falcons too. Let me be clear. I don't think the Falcons are 3 because they're actually effing good. I think they're 3 because they don't play anybody.
Circumstances.
It's just like the Rex Grossman Bears that made it to the Super Bowl to get
the Saints last year.
Oh, wait, what?
Or the Saints.
The what?
It's the Saints argument. DJ Saints argument. They don't play anybody. You might have a path to the number 1 seed.
I'm not winning any of the damn games, Sean. That's why I have to go to the Rex Grossman Bears. At least
the Trent Dilfer Baltimore Ravens.
But if they don't play anybody, and again, I'm not out here banging the drum for the Cowboys to make it to the second round.
Really?
But
apparently I'm the only one that did that.
Not over the Falcons though. Like that.
I will answer it this way, Jim. The Falcons, the reason why I believe in the Falcons more now than I have in any of the years past, and granted, as a boy, as a man, as a guy, as an analyst who has called them the fraud cons, as you point out, this team's different in the
rightly so.
Thank you,
The
sir.
Falcons don't play anybody?
Not really, no. Have you seen that division? B, their defense is upgraded in a way that they have.
Sean has 2 teams in the playoffs from them.
Well, I'm looking at their schedule, and 4 of their first 5 games are against your playoff teams.
Okay.
They play the Steelers, the Eagles, the Chiefs, then they get the Saints, then they get the Buccaneers, who are your playoff.
So it starts to wind down after those first 3 games.
It starts to tool down a little bit, but you get the Bucs again. You get the Cowboys, so that game's actually a rematch. They do get a pretty good run here with Saints, Broncos,
it gets soft
Chargers.
Hold on, gentlemen.
Pretty good run. That's a pretty good run.
My favorite thing is when the guest makes
that end of their season is nothing.
Next,
I mean, you are onto something.
Me and Kyle have talked about the fraud cons on the NFC South episode, and we looked at that schedule, and I was just like, cool. So if they're not 6-0 down the stretch, something has horrifically gone wrong.
Man, they could just split those first 6 games. They're in good shape.
I think Kyle was trying to get to the answer, because my question is, doesn't a Cowboys Falcons matchup set up a little bit more like the times when they've beaten up on NFC South teams in the first round in the past?
It does, but please tell me what the Cowboys can do to outscore the weapons that the Falcons have, and what Dakota Prescott's going to do at 165,000 years old. Yes, I know he's not that, quote, old compared to the Tom Brady's or the Aaron Rodgerses, but his body's been under a lot of duress with a lot of injury. I just don't have the faith that he and Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm sorry, Dalvin Cook, are going to get the job done like that. They don't have the protection anymore to get past all that in a playoff game. And by the way, the Cowboys are in their own heads in the playoffs, Jim. Acknowledge that if you'd like or not. But
I mean, that's fair. I'll take that answer.
I mean, I gave you several.
I will say, to Mike's point, if the Cowboys defense is healthy, they can slow down the weapons for
at the end of the day, whoever wins that game's getting eliminated by a healthy Niners team anyway. Moving on.
Well, I mean, they will lose to the
Except
Niners.
the
Niners' health will be questionable as well.
I sense saltiness on Jim's part on the Cowboys.
No.
Here's the thing: if they're playing the Falcons week 1, if they get into the playoffs A and are playing the Falcons B, I will pick the Cowboys to beat the Falcons.
Homer.
Yeah, you can mark that down 18 weeks in advance. I will take them over the Falcons. That may be the only.
You
team
say
I
that
think
now,
will.
but when we get to the playoff,
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Matt.
You are not.
You and your pessimism.
I can't wait for student of the game Kyle Nash 3-6 matchup with starting quarterbacks Michael Penix Jr. and Cooper Rush. Can't wait.
Good, as long as it's
Can't
not Trey
wait.
Lance, as long as it's not Trey Lance, I'm good with that.
Oh my Lord.
I would laugh.
Cooper Rush has already beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. He can beat Kirk Coupins, especially if it's in prime time.
Well, it might be Michael Penix.
Well,
Shouts to Lady Caliente jumping into the chat, telling Ernest he's so quiet. What happened?
Quiet. you just chimed in now.
She's packing to go to Milwaukee.
Anyways, gentlemen,
You didn't give us any homework.
Don't encourage him.
Anyways, gentlemen, with all that in mind, there's been some silly stuff that's gone on here for the picks here. So gentlemen, at this point, at some point, somebody's made a pick so bad that is in fact a crime. Gentlemen, who committed the biggest crime on this panel with the pick they made during the playoff rankings here as we go through it? I don't know if you guys remember everything, but here's some notes I took as we were in the blitz of it. I have Cowboys at 3. I have Jets at 3. Somebody said that. Mike being a homer. I said the Browns making the playoff. That's fascinating. I have somebody putting the Rams at 7. I have somebody putting the Rams at 5. And then I have somebody saying that the Cowboys will actually win a damn playoff game. I don't know if you guys have one of your own, but who here on the panel has committed? Who on this panel has committed the biggest crime? Mikey Burrow, start with you.
You know what? Just because the other 5 of you took a different team to win the AFC East, I'm going to say myself for taking the goddamn Jets.
He's admitting he committed the crime and got away with it. He admitted the whole thing.
The guilt became too much.
It's too much.
Matt, who committed the biggest crime with these picks?
As much as I want to say Sean for having the Buccaneers make and win the division in the South, EJ with the Browns is just mind-boggling to me.
Why is it mind-boggling? If the Sun was even half as good as he was 3 years ago,
He's not.
He's not.
If he has
Half as good as he was 3 years ago.
If he's half as good as 2-3 years ago, not only are they playoff contenders,
Right, thank you for
they are
solidifying.
Super Bowl contenders. You understand that? They are Super Bowl contenders. If he's good, okay? You get that? Write it down. Check it off right now. Let's go.
I think we can stop the segment here because EJ just doubled down.
Did he just say the last 2 or 3 years? One of the years he was suspended for the entire
No,
year.
I
The
said
other one he was hurt.
no. I said it was good as it was in Houston 3 years ago.
No, you said 2 or 3 years ago.
Let me
No, I will back EJ. He said
Okay.
he's half as good as he was 3 years ago.
It's a trap. Super Bowl contenders.
You're out of your mind.
Was he not suspended 3 years ago?
Game, set, match. EJ just won this. Lock him up. Book him, Dano.
Let's go.
We're gonna be okay.
Was he not suspended 3 years ago? Have I lost?
2 years ago. Close enough, but you know.
Was
So
it
at
Basically,
least
basically
after
Basically,
his
last year in
Injured,
Houston. His
suspended,
last year in Houston,
injured,
pretty much.
So
was it
suspended.
three? No, I think it was 3 off seasons ago. Is Burns' point? He's going into the 3rd season, right?
That's what I thought. But
Because
Okay.
he played the preseason game in Jacksonville I was at. That was his first time suiting up since. He's had a year after that, and he's going into his 3rd year.
Right. So yeah.
EJ's talking about the 2020 COVID season in Houston.
Okay,
If
well
he's
that's
half as good as he was when half the league was sick or not
okay.
playing.
Okay, but 2021 suspended. 2022
Correct.
he played 6 games.
Correct.
2023 he played 6 games. So 3 years ago he was suspended.
Okay, yes. So what EJ meant to say was his final year in Houston, which was when half the league was not participating because they were sick or out with COVID. So really good, solid ground that EJ's putting his foot in.
You can't handle the truth.
Hey, Jim, Kamala. Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay, we're good.
Only took you 8 weeks and people screaming at you on the daily.
Yeah.
At any rate, Sean, who committed the biggest crime?
God, I had both. I had Mikey with the Jets, and I had EJ with the Browns, and I was battling with the two of them, and I don't know who to pick.
The goddamn Jets.
So because he was willing to overcome the guilt and admit it to himself, I'm going to say EJ is still outstanding with the biggest crime.
Matt Muehlheisen, who are you
Ridiculous.
of the biggest crime of the playoff picks?
Oh, I already said EJ.
Fair enough. Jim, who
I mean,
committed?
I was going to say Kyle with the Falcons beating the Cowboys.
I was sure that's where you were
until
going.
EJ declared the Browns as a potential Super Bowl contender.
I said it.
I heard what you said, and you're wrong in every way you said it.
Jim, remember last year he said Browns to the Super Bowl at one point too.
He also said the Saints were going to be
Cowboys
the
to
one
the
seed.
Super Bowl, so we know how well his
The
Super
Saints
Bowl
is the 1 seed. Yes.
I said they could. I didn't say they were going to be.
And
Yeah,
I
so-
said you are wrong in every way you said that.
That's as committal as you get with a pick anyway, EJ. You never like lock in something and
All
say
right, calm
this will
down,
happen.
calm down.
Right, exactly.
Calm down.
The guy who accuses me of being a fence sitter is like, well, if this guy is as good as he was back when Nixon
Use your
was
Trump hands.
he might
Jim,
actually
use some hands. There you
be
go.
good, and this team might actually maybe win 8 games if the wind blows from the northeast at 13 miles an hour. No, you're wrong either way. The Browns are not even going to make the playoffs. You suck. You suck.
Sorry, Daddy.
Do you have a you lose, you suck on
I
your
don't. I should get
You
that
suck.
one.
It's about good taste, sir.
I was going to say, do you have the Willy Wonka one?
Way to go, a-hole.
No, I
Yeah,
was
the Willy
praying,
Wonka's good.
I was praying for Wink Martindale. You lose, you
I have
suck.
this.
Wrong, sir. Wrong.
Accurate.
That's mine too.
As close as much as I want to say, as much as Sean's was my favorite bracket, I did want to say the Cowboys winning a playoff game is the biggest crime. But yeah, EJ's put it over the top easily. The Browns taking a damn playoff game.
I knew he would rise as
pick
the
on.
villain.
This is pick on EJ.
No, you just made a bad take. Live
EJ.
with it. You stand there with your wrongness and be wrong and get used to it.
Who did EJ
Have
pick
my
as the
life.
worst?
You're wrong. Get used to it.
EJ, who did you pick as the biggest crime?
I didn't get a chance to pick one yet.
Oh, go ahead, EJ Christian.
Myself,
You're gonna-
because apparently I'm wrong. So I'm going with you
Yes.
guys now too often.
Good.
I think I'm wrong
Wrongest
for
thing you
showing
said all
up.
night.
I would have said Sean, but it's me. It's me. I'm the bad guy. Here we go.
Well,
Which
Bad
one of mine
guy,
was the
bad guy.
worst?
EJ,
What's that?
Which
specifically-
one of mine was up
The
for
Colts.
crime?
The Colts pick more than
Colts,
the Colts
okay.
one.
Colts, really? Wow.
Yeah. But since I'm the bad guy here, so me.
Don't be rude.
Don't be rude.
By the
You
way,
can't handle the truth.
anyways, gentlemen, let's get into the nitty gritty. Jim, if you happen to have the equalizer or something NFL-y handy in the background there, because I forgot to download it. Let's go ahead and knock out the picks in lightning round fashion. Hey, listen, I know everybody's surprised that we're only getting to an hour and a half in this show. Hashtag host talent.
Mike has
No,
a
I'm not throwing shade, Jim. I'm talking about how awesome I am. Anyways, don't.
Mike has a question.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Bern.
Are we gonna do MVP and number 1 picks or no?
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do that after the game picks?
I don't care. You're right. I was just making
I
sure I
should
had my spread. I had my spreadsheet open. That's why
I say do it now.
Okay, we can do it
Attach
now.
it.
Keep the equalizer going, though, Jim, if you don't mind. Let's go around the horn then. Starting this time with Sean. If I were to say to you MVP, you would have
Patrick Mahomes.
I mean,
it fits my storyline.
You can't go wrong with Patrick Lavon Mahomes II, I guess. EJ Christian, other than Deshaun Watson, who would be your MVP?
Damn it! No, my MVP this year will be CJ Stroud.
Interesting. Okay, Mikey Byrne.
I have. Oh, you know what? Let's do it. Give me.
Joey Burr.
Don't say it.
Nope.
Good.
Jalen Hurts.
Interesting. Okay. Matt, will you echo him being a homer in your AJ Hawk fashion?
No, I was actually going to pick Joey Burr as my MVP. So
What is
Mike
happening?
and I are on the same
What
page
a
here today.
shake on it. What a shake on it. Good job, bud.
Now, Jim, I know why you're conflicted because you want to play the Will Ferrell. What the beat just happened? Because I'm thinking it too. But you can't, unfortunately.
Okay, I can't do it here. We'll get to that next week.
More on that later. Anyways, Jim, you're MVP, and don't say
Mike,
Rip Rush.
Like earmuff it for me. I don't want you to get
No,
too
go ahead,
scared.
rip it, baby. Let's go.
Joe Burrow.
Oh, I wasn't ready for two of them. Am I the only
no.
one? Am I the only one that has Lamar Demetrius Jackson repeating?
Probably.
Yes.
Apparently.
Okay, that's what it is.
I would never pick him, but that's divisional hatred.
I
That's
mean,
fair. That's fair.
you know,
Homer.
At least he owns his biasness, though, Mikey. You do own it.
I don't hide. I'm too fat to hide.
I mean, damn, EJ, if you actually owned all your homerism, you might have enough money to cover all your losses in betting. Anyways,
Oh
You
no.
can't handle the truth.
That's a good one, though. I'm sorry. It's a good one.
what
Good.
can I say except
Yeah.
you're welcome?
What can I say except
man.
you're welcome?
He loves this.
Jim.
Dwayne.
Anyways, oh hey, listen, I could karaoke that trash there, Sean. Anyways, your 2025 top overall pick, Sean. We'll start with you. Who you got?
Man, there were some candidates. I mean, the NFC East had a few. The AFC West had a few. But, man, anytime I can call Boston the worst, I'm going to take the New England Patriots.
EJ.
Well, it's not the Cleveland Browns, obviously. I hope it's a New York Giants, but it's going to be New England Patriots also.
Okay. Mikey
Crap,
B.
I agreed with EJ.
Yeah, you did. Good job. buddy.
No! We suck again!
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Mikey B, top 2025 pick.
I'm going to put a bow on this one specifically for Ernest DJ Christian. Enjoy your new quarterbacks that you take at number 1 overall. The worst team in the NFL is the New York Giants.
Thank you so much.
This guy sucks.
Samuel Heisen. Top 2025 pick.
Team needs a hot new quarterback is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders, and they will be the worst team in the NFL.
I'm a little shocked there about that one.
Big Jim.
Yeah, I mean, not to copy my brother's homework or anything, but it is 100% Boston sucks. Patriots, worst team in the league.
By the way, listen, I love all the Boston sucks takes, but believe it or not, I'm rolling in on Vegas, and I'll double down with this. Should Vegas get the number 1 pick? Shador Sanders is who they use it on.
Mm-hmm.
Good, keeping us far away from Dallas as possible.
Why?
What a hater, dude. You're such a hater.
Why?
God.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim.
Why?
Anyways, with that,
Pessimist Jim.
with that in mind, gentlemen, let's get into these picks, starting
Let's do it.
off with the holiday that is the season opener. The Baltimore Ravens heading to the Arrowhead Stadium to battle Kansas City and the Chiefs, hoping and vying for a 3-time championship. Let's start with this one. Big Jim, who you got?
I think Kyle was right earlier. Don't get used to hearing that this season. But
Jim.
with the Chiefs getting off to a slow start, I'll take the Ravens.
Matt Muehlheisen, who you got?
I have the Chiefs in this one.
I start quivering and wondering what the hell Mike's going to do to try to top picking the Lions over the Chiefs. Burn, who you got?
As much as I want to pick Ty, I think my better pick here is that the Chiefs start 0-2 and lose to both Baltimore and Cincinnati. Give me the Ravens.
Homer.
Oh, ugh.
How the hell did you end up being a homer with a Ravens win? That's fascinating. Anyway,
You're welcome.
Sean, who you got, buddy?
Me, I got give me the Super Bowl banner, give me the home crowd noise, give me the Chiefs and Mahomes.
EJ, close it out.
All right, not a reflection of the future, because I think the Ravens will beat the Chiefs in the AFC title game in Arrowhead in January. But for banner night, I have the Chiefs to win.
Interesting. I listen. I think that the Ravens are going to come out angry. I think the Chiefs start slow. How many times has Tool Time been criticizing EJ for putting them number one for no entirely good reason at all? Then he lowers them too low and then overcorrects back to the correct place by week 18.
More that later.
We're more on that later, and we're going to see more of that this year as the Ravens come out and handle business in week 1. And hey, listen, Devin going full degenerate. The Chiefs in the over. By the way, hey, listen, credit to Lady Caliente. This is way more entertaining than I thought. That's what we like to see from comments. And no, it's not the Washington Commandos, Devin.
No, they wear britches.
Commando.
They wear britches. Yeah.
Devin, keep your fantasies out of our comments.
Keep your fantasy in like your gambling in your football. Moving on. Friday, which doesn't make any damn sense to me, but sure, Friday in Brazil.
Also doesn't make sense.
Well, details. But the Packers of Green Bay head to the Eagles in Brazil. Whatever. Who you got? Let's start with Sean on this one.
Give me the Brazegals.
Brazegals.
Homer.
EJ Christian.
Yeah, give me also Eagles here as well.
Burn.
Homer.
I can't start the Jalen Hurts MVP race with a loss. Give me the EAGLES Eagles.
Matt, tell us what we already know.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick against them, though. It wouldn't surprise me with this game being in Brazil if it's a low-scoring dud of an affair and one of them just wins by a field goal, 10-7, either one. But give me the Eagles.
Fair enough. Eagles.
Homer.
Matt, yeah, predictably so. Jim, who you got?
I'm not picking the Eagles to start the year 1-0. Not a chance. Give me the Packers.
You know, them not having Hassan Reddick gives me pause. But I'm going to do something stupid. I believe in the Packers offense just a little bit more in this particular matchup. I just think it's a bad matchup. I don't think that the Eagles are a worse team. Nah, screw it. I got the Eagles. Who am I kidding? Anyway, heading over to Sunday, the Pittsburgh Steelers head over to the Dirty Birds house in Atlanta to battle the Falcons. Jim, let's start with you.
Well, I mean, if they're going to be good enough to beat the Cowboys in the playoffs, they should be good enough to beat the Steelers in week 1, right? Give me the Falcons.
The problem with haters is they're going to hate.
Yeah.
Matt Muehlheisen, next.
Pitts might be out. Coupons is going to be starting shaky after the injury. Give me Pittsburgh.
I can't front on that too much. Burn.
The start of the decline of the Russell Carrington Wilson era starts in week 1. Give me the Fraud Cons.
So be it. EJ.
Give me the upside here. Give me the Steelers on the road.
Fascinating. Sean.
Give me some hype. Pitts or not, give me the hype in Atlanta on the excitement for the new team. Give me Kirk and the Falcons.
The correct answer to bet this game is actually the under, because that Steelers defense is going to make it frustrating to score at first, I think. But I think the Falcons do eventually, at the end of the day, find a way to sneak by in true fraud con fashion. I have the fraud cons. The Cardinals head to Buffalo. Jim.
Bills. Yeah. Nothing clever about it. Just the Bills.
Matt.
Yep. Bills in Buffalo.
Burn, is the fire spreading?
If this was with the spread, I would take the Cardinals, but I'm going to take Buffalo because we don't have the spread.
Fascinating take. EJ.
Cardinals be frisky here, but give me the Bills to win.
God.
And Sean, wrap it up.
Yeah, Cardinals have a new offense, but still no defense. Give me the Bills.
Calm down, Matt.
We have our first unanimous game. The Titans head over to the Titans head
That was
over.
my excitement sound.
No, I appreciated it. Like, this is why I'm moving. You nailed it, man. That's what. Hey, listen. And true, Ron Jeremy.
Why?
What? I get it. The Titans head to Chicago. The battle. Caleb Williams and the Bears. Sean, who you got?
About a second-year quarterback and a first-year quarterback. Give me the second-year quarterback. I'll take the Titans.
Interesting. EJ.
The Bears.
Turn.
Starting quarterbacks number 1 overall are like 0-14-1 in the last 15 starts. But records are meant to be broken. Give me
Thank
Caleb
you.
Williams and Bears.
No.
Matt.
If this was in Tennessee, I would pick the mayonnaise Messiah. It is not. It's in Chicago. Give me the Bears.
Jim.
Bears.
Yeah, I will take the home cooking. I don't believe in the mayonnaise Messiah or his cologne. Give me
Bears.
In week 1, it's like you said, if it were in Chicago, Matt, if it weren't week 1, I might be inquired to take the Titans. Unfortunately, I'm going to go with Jim to hit the button again.
Bears.
What does Titans win this game?
Anyways,
don't carry it away.
Yeah, exactly.
This should be an easy one, and I'm going to make it so easy that I'm going to start with Burn with this. The Patriots head to Cincy to battle Joey Burr and the Bengals. Burn.
Homer.
Homer.
EJ.
This is real, right?
Yes, it's Patriots Bengals, buddy.
What year are we in again? 2020. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
That was actually
I mean, you did say 2026 last week on one of your podcasts, so
Did I really say that?
you absolutely
That's why
did.
drunk. That's why drunk.
I hope so.
You probably weren't.
That's why high.
John, remind us how much you think Boston sucks.
Well, I took one Mayo on the road in the last game. Why wouldn't I take another Mayo on the road in this game?
Well played.
I can't do it. Give me the Bengals. Boston
Listen,
sucks.
That preamble was worth the dodge there. I like
Absolutely.
you went full Pat McAfee on there, and I'm not mad at you. Matt Mulheisen, who you got?
I have the Bengals as my 2 seed because they trip up week 1 and then just go. No, I'm just kidding.
Jim.
I'm not going to try to better the last 2 guys on the preamble. It's the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm not even going to throw my back into this. I got the Bengals as well.
Save it.
The Texans heading over to Indianapolis. I feel compelled to start with Sean on this one.
Texans.
EJ.
C.J. Stroud MVP candidacy begins here. Texans.
Burn.
Late field goal from Kyer Fearbear gives the Texans the win.
So be it. A close game at least. Matt.
Yeah, give me the Texans.
Jim.
Texans aren't going to lose a lot, but they're going to lose week 1. Give me the Colts.
Woo! Let me hear this.
Hey, EJ, remember to stick that one.
Fence City. I like it. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Let me hear the sirens, Jim. Let me hear them. There, do it. There it is.
Take that in your Jim doesn't take hot takes pipe and smoke it, EJ.
By the way, Jim, I also respect your ability to resist cursing on that particular take as well. Listen, no, you didn't. You resisted it. That's the point. But yeah, listen, we're like a decade into the Colts losing season openers. This one isn't going to be any different. At least AR makes it out of the game healthy, which he didn't against Jacksonville. I too have the Texans. The Jags travel to South Florida to battle Miami. Jim.
Well, because allegedly I hate Devin. Give me the Jags.
Matt.
I also hate Devin, but not that much. Give me the Dolphins.
By the way, real quick, Devin's been dropping his picks. I don't want him to think I hate him either. He's picked the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Steelers, the Bills, the Bears, the Bengals.
The Bengals.
Gals,
Great
the
band.
The Bengals.
Great
Hey,
band, by the
everyone
way.
loves the Bengals, man.
By the way, Devin definitely doesn't think he hates you. He picks the Colts. And by the way, cue up the Homer.
Crap, can I change that Colts pick?
He's got the Dolphins
Homer.
as well.
Manic Monday.
Matt, you just did Jags Dolphins, correct?
Yeah, I said Dolphins.
Good. Okay. Burn.
The questions on the defensive side of the football, I think, are going to take longer than 1 week to figure out. Give me old Sunshine and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Fair enough. EJ Christian.
Give me 2 on the boys and a nice shootout here. Give me the Dolphins.
Sean.
Yeah, lasers flying, high scoring affair. But I had Tua high in my MVP voting, lost out to Mahomes. Give me Tua and the Dolphins.
Well, actually, the correct answer would be Tyreek Hill would be number 2 in that scenario. Just saying. Hey, B, listen, some a-holes on here call me a homer and stuff. Listen, the real bet on this game is the damn over. Take that. The Finns end up victorious in a very close matchup. I have to be consistent with what I said on the Duval dive. With that in mind, gentlemen, next game on the docket is Carolina headed over to everybody's got the Saints, right? Do we have to really do this one?
The 1 seed Saints?
Yes, you have to. Yes, you have to do it. Hit the button. No. Jim, hit it.
Wait, which one am I hitting?
Hot take, baby. Here it comes.
Bryce Young.
The Carolina Panthers will be 1-0 after week 1.
Oh, snap!
Give me the Panthers.
Dennis Allen hot seat. Boom.
Wait, hold
Not
on.
that hot of a take. I also have the Panthers winning this.
Oh,
Get out
One
of here.
again. Oh my God.
More people picking the Panthers than pick Vandy over Virginia Tech. This is crazy.
Look, man, I'm gonna go hot take. Neither of them win. Give me a 0-0 tie.
Is that really a hot take, Jim? Anyways,
Actually, yeah, it's actually like lukewarm.
is anybody really gonna? Oh, actually, I'm gonna go through this one. These teams are both dumpster fires in their own right. Jim, I'm gonna start with you. The Vikings head over to East Rutherford to battle the Giants. I would say EJ's Giants, but we don't have an a Giants fan on this panel.
Calm down.
The New York Giants are as bad as their week 1 uniforms are going to look. Give me Sam Darnold's brick head and the Vikings.
Such a hater.
I would say Homer, but JJ.
I wish I knew the Giants were good, actually.
Anyways, Matt, Giants Vikings or Giants?
Prove it year for Danny Dimes, and he's going to prove how much he sucks. Give me the Vikings.
I have the New York Giants having the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Game. I was saying Matt just dropped a bird.
Oh. My bad. I do have the Giants with the number 1 overall pick, so we got to start somewhere. 0-1 against Sam Darnold.
All right, Cowboys fan. EJ, who you got?
He has a beard, though, man. He has a beard. Who knows?
That's going to slow him down, actually. It means he's going to suck more.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Give it to me. For once.
You've
Once
never
this year.
played that soundbite before, Jim. That's great.
Give me the Giants.
God, a Cowboys fan picking the Giants. Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anyway, Sean, Vikings, Giants.
With a Graham Gano field goal late in the fourth quarter, the New York Giants score their first points of the season, but they're already too far behind the Minnesota Vikings.
I just come in.
You just hit the horn one more time. Sean playing very nicely.
Oh, man.
That was good, Sean. That was good.
I got to give Mikey for the field goal comment a few games ago. I was like, I got to set this up.
That's good.
The Las Vegas Raiders battle the Los Angeles Chargers without Justin Herbert. Sean, who you got?
Yeah, I've been looking at my. I'm going back and forth. I just don't like the Chargers. Give me the Raiders.
EJ.
I believe in Jim Harbaugh. Give me the Chargers.
Burn.
One of these teams will be quarterbacked by Easton Stick. The other one will be quarterbacked by a guy who has a video of him throwing passes to a Creed song. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders.
Give me the mustache.
Sir, don't you dare sit on Creed. I'm joking.
I like Creed.
Well, hey, listen, hopefully Matt can take us higher. Who you got?
I mean, I have the Raiders as my number 1 overall pick, but I would love to see Harbaugh's NFL comeback spoiled at home. Yep. So give me the Raiders.
Minshew
the problem with haters is they're going to hate. Jim.
We don't pick against Jim Harbaugh in this house. Give me the Chargers.
Damn right we don't. I got the Chargers too. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Anyways, Devin had the Saints. He had the Giants. If we had the Giants fans on the panel, they would give a damn. And of course, apparently Devin also hates Jim Harbaugh. Hashtag
Devin.
Anyway. This is actually an interesting matchup. Bo Nix and the Broncos head to Seattle.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
Thank you, Jim. Who you got?
I'm going to the Seahawks because they're wearing their 90s throwbacks. That is the big win on Sunday.
So be it, Matt.
Kennedy.
Man, I hate both of these teams, but I have family out in Colorado, so I'll take the Denver Broncos.
Thank you.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
Fire, Jim. Burn. Who you got?
I can't believe that we're going to have Bo Nix at quarterback for Sean Payton. Give me the Seahawks.
You see how you just sucked the air out of
Broke
the show.
Kyle.
I win.
1 hour and 49 minutes, 32 seconds. There we go.
And now we're in that desperate space. EJ saving
Point
the
winner.
show?
Roll off
Question
the
mark?
Point
Broncos,
winner.
Seahawks.
I love Denver with the points here, but give me Seattle win this game. A very close game, I think.
John.
When I was picking the New England Patriots, I would like to be the worst team. Denver was in my conversation in my head. They are not going to be good. Bo Nix has a long learning curve, and it starts with the Seattle Seahawks. Give me them.
See, the correct way to execute this burn is you say that Geno Nix's Bo, Seahawks win.
I know. I
good.
used the wrestling. I just used the wrestling pun.
Oh,
I
crap.
I gave it a 10. A fucking 10.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Took us almost 2 hours.
Oh, far.
Couldn't make it 2 hours.
No, that's on me. Yeah, I would have thought it was EJ that would have done that.
I mean,
That's on me.
first S-bomb, in fairness. Anyways, with 3 more games remaining, a rivalry here on the panel as the Cowboys battle the Browns. EJ, defend your boys.
They're going to win. And win pretty comfortably, too. You're the Browns.
Okay, I got confused. I realized I said your boys.
Also,
I didn't know
yeah.
Oh, that's right. Browns.
He's a Cowboys
Give me
fan.
Browns. I'm a Browns fan. That's my team this year. Bring Browns. Super Bowl Browns, Matt.
Dude,
Sean, Cowboys, Browns, who you got?
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to ride with EJ because it's Dallas, and I can't do it in week 1. I'm going to take the Browns as well, and I'm changing it in my Pick'ems league right now.
The Eagles fan can't do it in the first week. That's just too much.
Joe Buck yourself.
Burn, who you got?
Deshaun Watson isn't going into a time machine and coming back COVID year. I don't care how good the Browns defense is. That offense is anemic at best. Give me the Cowboys.
Matt.
I do this every season. Give me the jinx. Give me them boys.
Big Jim.
Yeah, just
Homer.
even if I don't believe in it, I'm certainly not going to pick EJ's Super Bowl contending Browns. Give me the Cowboys.
It's in Cleveland now, Jim.
That's fine.
Fellas, let the record show this. The correct bet for this is the damn under.
Absolutely.
The
The
Browns,
correct bet on this is don't.
Just don't touch
You can just
I love the under in this game, actually.
withhold.
don't watch, but do bet the under. Correct. Yeah. That
Hey,
means
this is EJ has extra skin on this one because it's his pretty boy Tom's broadcasting debut.
Yeah.
That's right.
See, they brought you up. See, there you go.
passing
Finally.
Vaseline. Holy
EJ's
crap.
gonna get lightheaded watching this game. You can figure out why.
He's
I'd
just swooning in his van.
I would actually rather not. Yes. I don't want to know what special angles his cameras have.
He's still packing. He's still packing there. Yeah.
Good God. Anyways, with that in mind, the Cowboys sneak by. Moving on. I just picked the Cowboys. I think EJ got more excited. Anyways,
He just moved again. So you go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the Red Tails head over to the Commanders head over to Tampa to battle the Bucks. Jim, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'll take the Bucks. I think the Commanders will get better as the year goes on, but it's going to be a rocky start.
Matt.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I chastised everyone's Tampa Bay picks so much that I'm just going to take the Commanders.
Double down. The Red Tails it is. Burn.
I like it.
14-1 turns into 2-14-1. Give me the Commanders.
Interesting. 2 Red Tails picks on this panel. EJ.
Oh, no. It's the third one. Upset of the week. Commanders.
wow.
I mean, is it that big of an upset?
Well,
No.
it's still an upset.
Can we please get an Owen Wilson, please?
Wow.
We can.
Wow.
The spread on that is 3.5. EJ, you're
Wow. It
hardly.
Upset.
So it's a push on a neutral field. Huge upset.
Right.
Yeah.
Upset of the week.
Huge.
Commanders plus half a point on neutral site.
Sean, get this thing back on the rails. Who you got?
So much commanding in this game. The only thing they're going to be commanding is for the bus driver to get out of there as fast as they can. Give me the
Homer.
Really?
It's the
Listen
worst
to
take ever.
Tampa.
EJ, the Vikings
I
are
don't-
favored in
Tampa
MetLife.
feels like 18. Like Tampa feels so far from St. Pete. Like who wants to drive that bridge?
He has to pick the Bucks here, and so he picked to win the South.
Yeah.
So they
That's
got to start
true.
off somewhere.
South.
Very true.
Homer.
Whatever.
You got to keep up with the Falcons.
This franchise isn't even smart enough to properly name their team the Red Tails. I too have, believe it or not, the Bucks. So be it. And of course, for Sunday night, because why wouldn't you? Matt Stafford faces his old franchise. The Rams head to Detroit to do battle against.
Well scheduled. Well done. You got to do it while they're both healthy. You got.
Wow. Got him. Sean, please make you knocked me
Evil
over.
twin strikes again.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be the first of many Lions wins this year. Even though I like the Rams to get in the playoffs, give me the Lions in this one.
So be it. EJ.
High scoring affair, but give me Man Campbell and the Lions.
Fascinating. Burn.
Life without Aaron Charles Donald is going to be very rocky for the Los Angeles Rams, and it starts with a defeat from Man Campbell and the Lions.
And by the way, hoping to go 2 for 2 picking the Lions in season openers. Matt.
Let's go, baby.
The Rams avenge their 24-23 loss in the playoffs and defeat the Lions. Open up the week.
What a party pooper you are.
But that would be
have them in the playoffs.
I'm just saying. That'd be a fun
And I have
game.
the Lions as the 4 seed. Follow along, EJ.
I understand that, but we all like we're picking the Lions are all excited, and you're like, oh well, the Lions gonna,
You're all excited.
You brought down the mood here. Come on.
hey, listen, you're too tense. Get a massage there, Watson fan. Jim.
Like Matthew Stafford's shoulder years ago playing for the Lions, I am out on the Rams. Give me my Lions to win easy.
Thank you.
I'm glad you said your Lions there, Homer.
That's right.
Homer.
No
Michigan, Detroit, it all ties together.
Yep, exactly.
Motown.
Homer.
There it is. Thank you, Jim. If it were week 1, this would not be a close game. This is going to be actually a game that's fun to watch. Mm-hmm. I still have the Lions and Man Campbell on simply the fact if I'm wrong, I won't get my kneecaps bitten off. I'm just saying. Anyways, Monday night. Oh boy. This is a 2-part question. Who you got, and does Aaron Charles make it through the entire game? Jim.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think the question is whether or not the Niners win, as much as I do not like them. I think they win this one fairly easily. Gosh, yeah, I don't know what Rodgers is going to look like, but I'm sure he'll have a bottle of ayahuasca on the sidelines.
See, by the way, this is what good hosts do. They come up with a second question so you can get over your hating of the 49ers. I know this does damage to you. I don't blame you.
I mean, I still hate them with every fiber of my being, but I'm not dumb enough. I'm just not dumb enough to pick against them in this game.
By the way,
how
many times have the Niners eliminated your Cowboys? I don't remember
of them.
Fair enough.
Well, and it's led to so many more Super Bowl wins since the last time that the Niners and Cowboys each won one. Right?
Really? That's the best you got? That's cute.
I mean,
Matt,
he's all I have.
I have the Jets making the playoffs, but they do that after starting the season 0-1. Give me the Niners.
I figured so much, sir. Burn.
McCaffrey's healthy. Ayuk's healthy. Debo's healthy. Trent Williams is healthy. I think the Niners are going to win this game. I think it's a lot closer than a lot of people are going to predict that it is. Does anybody have the line just handy? I don't know what it is.
Is it 5.5?
You degenerate. You would just know that ish off the top of your head.
Fran minus 4.5.
Oh, on down then 4.5 then.
On ESPN right now.
Okay, so here I'll take the Niners to win. If we were laying the points, I would take the Jets plus the 4.5. I think Aaron Charles Rodgers plays. I think he plays very well. I think he gets out healthy, and I think he looks just fine.
So before I move on, I've been horrible at this part here because you guys have been entertaining me too much. Devin also came in. He had the Seahawks. He supports EJ and his Cowboys. And he said for Tom Brady, he better get the lotion ready. He also
way ahead of you on that one. Go ahead.
he has Tampa Bay.
Oh my.
And he also has the Lions, and he thinks Aaron Charles Rodgers survives the game, but he has the 49ers. EJ Christian.
The Niners will hold again. Everybody's paid now. Trent Williams paid. Brandon Ayuk's paid. Everybody's hold again. Give me Niners.
Fair enough. Sean.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers going back home, California. First of all, he's going to make it through because the league scheduled this properly and gave the Jets 2 games away from the New York turf. So I thought that they set him up. They want to make sure he gets to at least game 3, including
play 3 last year, game 3 this year.
So
it's a really bold strategy.
So he'll be fine. He'll get through this one. And I'm with Mike. I think he plays well, but it's not enough. 49ers.
So
wait, is Rodgers only going to make it through this game because they have to pull him in the third quarter if the Niners are out big enough?
Niners prevent him from having to finish.
Hey, EJ, pass the lotion. No, but listen.
That got weird.
No, it's
cocoa butter. Cocoa butter, actually.
I really do genuinely want the Niners to humiliate Aaron Charles Rodgers in this game. Not so much that I have a problem with Aaron Charles.
You can pass the lotion over here then.
Homer,
if you're going to hit on Aaron Rodgers.
Homer.
What can I say except you're welcome, sir? But the punchline being,
Jim, here's a lotion here. There you go. Grab it.
Wow. But the punchline being, at day's end, it's not so much for me about Aaron Charles Rodgers as I'm getting sick of Nathaniel Hackett being employed in this league.
God.
After ruining the Broncos the way he did. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think to Sean's point, he's playing on better turf, and Aaron Charles Rodgers will be quite familiar with it before the game's over. Yes, I get it. Aaron Charles Rodgers will be healthy. Breece Hall will be healthy. And, well, I'll put it this way. Much like Chester said, it starts with 1. And in the end, it doesn't even matter. Niners still win. And gentlemen, that is your NFL docket. We made it through the picks, and we're just over 2 hours. So,
and we managed to carry EJ through it, which is great.
Oh, hey, listen.
Well done,
buddy. I do that one-on-one every week in the Student of the Game report.
12 years, 13 years now doing this shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is why I need a chiropractor.
201.50, Jim. Here you go.
Yes,
we carried him through it, and then I shoved his mouth right down in the mud. Just got him to drop an S-bomb. Just once.
Well, he dropped one at 3 minutes into the show. He might as well drop one at the bookend.
At 2:03. Yeah.
Look, it's 2 hours. What do we do? Come on, it's 2 hours.
I want you to do
2 hours.
That actually probably is the longest amount of time you've gone without saying the F word.
I know it's hard.
Months.
That's what she said.
What do you say, Jim? It's like a comma.
Anyways, but when it comes to EJ cursing on my show, one thing we're also going to do.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Jim, what is the thing that is absolutely going to happen this weekend that you're going to lock up?
I'm going to say top 10 team will need a fourth quarter comeback to beat an unranked team this weekend.
Fascinating. Okay.
Just kisses up the Irish there, Jim. Come on.
Plenty of other teams in potential bad matchups.
Lock it up.
Matt, who you got? What you got? What's going to happen?
Jim's household is very upset as both Michigan and Jim Harbaugh lose this weekend.
Whoa.
You can't handle the truth. That's so goddamn rude.
Lucky for me, I'm not going to be here for either of them. So,
yes, stay out of the blast radius. Good God. Mikey Byrne, what you got?
I don't mean to kind of piggyback on Jim here with his top 10 team losing or needing a fourth quarter comeback, but I'm going to go my group of 5. If you remember when we talked about the NCAA brackets, was the Tulane Green Wave. Well, correct. The Green Wave are going to host Kansas State. They're 9-point dogs. Give me the Green Wave outright. Tulane.
Like it.
By the way, for those of you that are into edibles, simply DM Mikey Byrne. He will gladly hook you up. Anyways,
if he has any left.
These
nerd Halloween ones?
Nerd Halloween cluster.
Oh man, I gotta go get the. I gotta go.
Let me be clear. I don't partake, but those look wonderful.
Jim just walks off the set.
Kyle, we can't do it. You know that we can't do.
Mike, just have Carol throw me a bag when she flies over PA on her way to Milwaukee.
Hey, don't you drag Lady Caliente into this. Don't do that. Anyways, EJ Christian, what's the thing you think will absolutely happen this weekend?
Well,
with
my
The
lock
Browns beating the Cowboys.
Well, that's definitely. No, my lock of the week is that Daniel Jones will account for 4 touchdowns this week.
Oh, Homer.
And 3 of them to the other team.
3 sixes.
That was good. That was good.
Gentlemen, I'll say this much.
That was great, Jim.
The one thing he did not do was sit on the fence.
No, this year we ain't doing that.
Well, that's true. Talking about Tom, he's never mind.
Is-
I'm going to try and behave myself on Kyle's show.
He is firmly placed on the lap of Daniel Jones when he makes that comment. I can guarantee
He's
you.
got a beard. He's got a beard.
How does Tom feel about
At
that?
least we know Ernest.
Was that Mike?
Fetish.
How does Tom feel about you sitting on somebody else's? Never mind.
I'll stop you right
He's
there.
on the way to Hawaii tomorrow. It doesn't matter.
Mike, with the way he's shouting about he's got a beard, you might want to protect yourself. Anyway,
I know. You're
Sean,
not wrong.
Sean, what is your lock of the week?
Mine's a general observation. You know what? My lock of the week is that just give me. I was just gonna say rookie temptations, or like all the rookie hype. That expectations of rookies in the NFL are incredibly tempered because it happens every year, week 1. But you want a hot take? I will take Saquon Barkley has a rushing and a receiving touchdown Friday night.
How the hell is that a hot take, buddy?
Lock it up.
I mean, listen,
Not
on this
much of
table,
a pass catcher.
yeah, we live in a world where the Browns are making the playoffs, and you think Saquon getting one of each is a hot take?
One of each will happen. Hey, you're the one that's high
Allegedly.
on the Packers
I mean,
to this week, But
Sean, maybe I'm throwing you too much respect. I just don't see the heat in that take. Anyways.
I already used up all my heat, man. I used a lot today.
All right, we need to go to the reliever. He used up all his.
You were sitting next to EJ all night.
Baseball,
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, of course, I would say something about the Niners winning by at least 2 scores, but I'd be called a homer.
Homer.
Don't hurt yourself, EJ.
Oh no.
Jesus
2 hours.
Lord. I am going to lock that Michigan fans start panicking entirely too much when Texas wins. But at the end of the day, I believe that Michigan does enough to still make the playoff. So there's that.
Lock it up.
So, anyways, that will do it for this particular week's edition of the Student of the Game podcast, and the Huddle Up podcast as the simulcast for the NFL predictions as now winding down. Hope you enjoyed this 2-hour. I'm going to call it 2 hours, even though it's just over. It might be shorter if EJ would stop cursing on my show, but whatever.
Why me?
You know why.
I know. You're right, Matt. You're right.
Let's get right into it. Let's wrap it up. Sean, tell the world where you can be found, my friend.
Well, besides being down here in my hometown, Homer Buccaneers, Tampa, you can find me on this podcast. You can find me on Huddle Up. You can find me on Twitter at Sean Shine State. I'm going to make it a goal this football season to put on some of those hot takes like Saquon Barkley on there. You read about it all week.
That's a quality handle, by the way. And hey, I'm looking forward to it. By the way, EJ Christian, Lady Caliente checks in. She says your head looks so small.
Oh, that's a take.
That's just the lighting in the security bit.
Hot take.
EJ Christian, tell the world where you can be found, sir.
Before I plug here, special shout out to my wonderful wife, who birthday is in less than an hour. So happy birthday, Lauren. I love my life. EJ Christian 7 on X/Twitter. Shut up, Matt. Earth the podcast across all podcasts. Matt hates it when I do that. Matt hates it.
Okay.
I'm not the one that says anything about it.
You said 2 episodes ago.
Why
do you always say that? Why do you always say that?
I think it's dumb, but yeah, I
know.
hate it.
I know. I know.
I think everything that you say is dumb, EJ. It doesn't mean I hate you.
You not only ramble, but you rumble and stumble.
All right, EJ Christian 7 on X/Twitter, whatever. Earthing podcast calls all podcast catchers.
Just call it one or the other.
Okay, fine. For Jim,
It's not me that gets upset.
I know, Jim.
EJ, I thought we agreed on the Earnestly Speaking podcast and the Student of the Game report that you were paying tribute to Prince by saying it was the app formerly known as
Twitter. Right, correct. We did say
Step the game up.
Sorry. Earthing podcast, all podcast catchers. And that's all I got for you.
Burn, tell the world.
You can follow me on Twitter because I have a Twitter account. I don't have an X account because I don't do that drug. You can listen to me talk about football over on the Huddle Up show. You can hear me on the midseason superlatives with my good friend, Student of the Game, Kyle Nash. Thank you. Otherwise, that's all I got. We do the Take 3. That's fun. I get to talk wrestling. And yeah, that's it. Appreciate it.
AJ Hawk, tell the world.
Yep, you can hear me on Tuesdays and Thursdays on the 3CT podcast, every Monday on Maximize Monday, maybe 4 or 5 times of football season on Huddle Up, once every other year on the Earnestly Speaking podcast, and maybe once every 5 on the pitch.
I love that that gap just keeps getting bigger.
Hey, listen, if the Eagles get off to a good start, I have no problem with you coming on the Student of the Game in the future and getting up on the soapbox and talking about how wrong I was.
Better when it's terrible, though.
Happy to do that.
No, that's me and the Cowboys. More entertaining.
That's right.
Jim, tell the world.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter because it's still twitter.com at Big Jim Sports. Hit the link tree on there. That'll take you to, of course, all the Huddle Up podcast stuff. 3 Count Thursday, 3CT. We had the Tuesday show dropped yesterday. We're live again tomorrow night. And then discussions with nobody when I feel like it. So actually, Ernest hasn't bothered me about it anytime soon. He's sleeping on his game, apparently. But I'll get around to one of those eventually. But yeah, it's real simple. Hit the link tree at Big Jim Sports.
Hey, listen, his kids are waking up earlier because they have school and dunking on him a little harder when they get home. So he may not have the energy to give you a hard time.
I mean, you got to.
I'm going to rattle off every single thing I do, but the answer is simple. Yeah.
There you go. Anyways, with all that in mind, of course, I am Kyle Nash, the Student of the Game. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Threads as at the SOTG. Find me on Facebook as the Student of the Game. Check out my writings with Fans First Sports Network covering the Jags, as well as my work with the Black and Gold Banneret covering UCF Saturday. Sam Houston's in town. Will KJ Jefferson do better? The Knightsters, I hope so. Of course, with all that in mind, you can find me on the Duval Dive podcast with my friend Travis D. Holmes. We recorded the Duval Dive earlier tonight. So if you didn't check that out on the Duval Dive YouTube channel, make sure you check it out on the pods and all your podcatchers there too. By the way, that's the stuff that gets me paid, so that works there in that particular case. And of course, the instant reaction after the Jaguars and Dolphins game, me and Travis D. Holmes will be getting together, doing the thing and reacting to that game. And also check out the Night Shift podcast powered by the Black and Gold Banneret. Sean, I love how you're sneaking the eagle in here. That's wonderful. I have to say it out loud because they can't see it on the podcast if they have it on Fans First Sports Network. So for Big Jimneys, Matt Muehlheisen, Mikey Byrne, EJ Christian, and the evil twin himself, Sean, coming in aboard. Thank you for making it one hell of a simulcast. I had a great time, and I had a lot of beer, and it was still a great time. What can I say? But until next time, everyone, class dismissed.